didn't start yet.
Oh my god. Shh. No one spoke. Popcorn? Nachos?
The issue is your tissue. The issue is your tissue.
Root beer with
Yeah,
red
sure.
licorice straw? You know, every episode of the show is someone's first episode. Think about that for 1 second. What you're doing right now. Every episode of this show is someone's first episode.
Well, I'm glad this one is it because we actually finally got the intro right. Because I just watched an episode of Scooby-Doo right before we started.
Oh, did you?
No, we didn't.
Yes, we did. I did personally. I don't know about you all. It was What's New Scooby-Doo. I had a thought in my head like
Scooby-Doo.
Right, I had a thought in my head. Like I was gonna like bring up like does anybody like remember anything about that show aside from the theme song?
No, it's mid as hell.
You gotta solve that mystery.
I've watched enough Scooby-Doo to tell you What's New Scooby-Doo was mid.
Yeah,
I mean, so much.
It's got the nostalgia, right? But is every episode of the show like this? I haven't watched enough of them recently enough. The one I just watched was like crazy. Like it was just breakneck. Like they kept talking. Like someone was always talking or doing something. And like every joke they did like lasted like a second and then they would move on to something else. It felt like I was like, I don't know. I felt like I was watching like an entire movie condensed into 20 minutes just because of like how much stuff was happening.
Yeah.
Is it a crazy show?
I think it's a Sunday school Scooby-Doo show to me.
Okay. Yeah, it's very like you look at the original show and it's kind of like dark and sort of creepy and it's got really like the really like detailed painted backgrounds. It's genuinely pretty spooky for like a Yogi Bear kind of cartoon.
Not to interrupt, but don't we have a guest?
Oh yeah, we're just talking.
You just started the show talking about What's New Scooby-Doo.
I'm like hitting into like the history, like you know,
oh my god, they got
when Joseph Haddon and like William Barbera, when they started the original series back in 1960.
Yeah, Scooby was kind of the idea of like he's the opposite of every single like Great Dane you could possibly be.
Yeah, you know, he had like a crooked tail. He had like weird eyes.
Okay, all right. Let's go through this one by one. I'm your host, Ryan Rimpany. Who else is here?
This is Ready to Start the Podcast, a podcast where we talk about topics.
Okay, do you want to introduce yourself?
I'm C.
Who else is one of our regulars?
Oh, it's me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I'm your friend. Don't you remember?
Come on, Ryan, don't you remember your friend?
What is this like?
Your friend?
Are you doing like one of those like child-friendly Shining parodies of like the hallway twins?
Also, B says apparently I'm pretty quiet.
I turned you up on my end.
You gotta speak up. You gotta speak up. You gotta.
That's
speak
Rosa.
Up.
Who's our guest?
Hi, I'm Rosa.
There you go. And I'm Beat the guest of the episode.
Beat the guest. That's a good Sonic character name.
Beat the guest.
Do you want to?
Beat the guest. You gotta beat the guest.
Do you want to
The
talk?
guest. It is command. Beat them up.
Do you want to talk about yourself a bit? You want to tell the audience what you do, what your deal is?
Working 9 to 5 as of late, but I am known for a few things, like a few voices and a few small end projects, like Tape and Teapot One, and a few things for friends. But I also made like a few videos like 7 years ago. Like it's wild. Don't worry about it. Otherwise, I am a friend of these chuckleheads.
You're actually the voice of Yogi Bear. Don't be so humble. You voice Yogi Bear.
Come on, let's hear it.
You're not supposed to tell them that.
Do your best picnic.
Hey, boo-boo, we gotta get some of them picnic baskets. I hear they stocking them up with the Nintendo iPads.
Okay, seriously, that is awesome.
Seriously, that is like so good.
Someone in chat said they voted for tape. So you know.
Well, Pete, you've been on the show. We talked about
Sonic before.
Yeah, that was when Roger Craig Smith was fired and exiled from the country, and we haven't really
For a
seen
week.
him since.
And you were also on the show when you made me cry when we played Super Mario 3D World.
Oh yeah!
That was a fun stream.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
Aside from all the lag, but it was a fun stream.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
that's what made it funner.
That's the stream that exists in my mind. 'Cause that was the stream when we first started going. I sure hope Cleo likes.
First started,
Yeah.
like we still do that.
I have like a personal playlist of like all the like random stuff that I appear in, and that's one of them. So like I just like jumped ahead to a random part. And it was when we were like stuck at that one like touch the wall block area.
For some reason, I don't know why we kept getting stuck there.
Yeah, it's such a mystery even to this day.
Well,
and like the first thing I hear is like, "Oh man, I hope Cleo."
I hope Cleo. I mean, that's one of the topics.
Oh shoot! I need to add that right now. Keep talking.
What do you mean by the topic?
Yeah, what?
In chat with the Cleo icon. I sure hope Cleo likes my open zoning gameplay.
So this is like the lore of this chat comment. Is this even gonna last? Like, if people are, you better keep that Cleo icon like from years from now, so this joke is preserved for like for the VOD watchers. Oh my god.
I hope Cleo makes Sonic leave my room.
I feel bad.
I
for
hope
the-
Cleo finds a way out of cyberspace.
I have,
So she's
I
been
have-
trapped between realms.
I have to collect all the Cleo items to feed to her.
Cleo's memory token.
I hope Cleo can help these Coco find their true self. And
I just
Hold
sure
on.
hope Cleo likes Ian
Everyone,
Flynn's
stop the
writing.
podcast. Stop the podcast.
Oh my gosh, that's not what we do.
Gwen just sent me a Tumblr post. It has Wolverine in it. I'm sorry, but I gotta make this reblog.
Okay. Did you have to announce that to us that you were gonna reblog a Tumblr post? You could have just done that.
You know,
We wouldn't even know.
3 people in this chat tonight have said this is their first show ever or in a while. I hope you're having a good time tonight. You know, I hope you're enjoying the show so far. Hope you got a nice little popcorn, a nice drink. We hope you're enjoying the show.
Ryan, you have some announcements about this channel.
Do I?
Yeah, we hit something.
We
Hit a goal.
did. We reached 21 patrons, which means the people of this chat have unlocked both the Black Adam Roblox stream and the Hotel Transylvania one. Now I'm going to put a date in. I was originally actually going to be today, the stream, but I forgot this was a StartCast day. So I am declaring next week, next Friday, the 18th. That's when I'll be doing it. And if we reach 25 during that stream, I will extend it.
All right. That's pretty exciting. I mean, I'm glad we made it. I'm glad we're able to have a Roblox Hotel Transylvania experience alongside the Black Adam experience.
Oh, dude, Black Adam meet Dracula.
Oh my gosh.
crossover of the century.
Do you think they'll
Imagine
be
what would
lovers?
happen. I mean, I don't know. Well, I mean, the thing about them is they both have magic, right?
And Superman is weak to that. Let's consider it for a second.
Right. If Drac and say Black Adam teamed up, you know,
Mhm, mhm.
I'm not gonna say what exactly would happen, but you know, just use your imagination, do the math. I don't want to anger some of the fanboys out there, but you know, just do the math.
See, math is hard.
Well, I'm just saying, you know, if you consider their powers and Superman's weaknesses, specifically Superman's weaknesses, only Superman's, you know.
Okay, but where's the variable in this equation? I'm not understanding the math problem.
I'm just saying, you know, stay tuned.
Has,
The day of reckoning will just
Stay tuned. You'll get the test results after.
has Dwayne the Rock Johnson ever considered like what Black Adam would do against like Wonder Woman? Is she weak to magic?
Ooh. I mean, I don't know. I actually don't know the lore. Like, she has that lasso, right? That seems pretty magical. Honestly, all the superheroes seem kind of magic. I don't really know what the distinction is.
What is Black Adam gonna do when Teen Titans Go Beast Boy appears?
Was Black Adam on that show?
He probably was. Let me look it up right now.
I feel like there was something Black Adam was on that was kind of like weird.
Okay, no.
Run as long as Paper Mario.
Black Adam has never been on Teen Titans Go. Looks like no.
He was in DC League of Super Pets. That was it. I think he was in that. I think he had like a cameo because The Rock voices Crypto in that. So he had
Look
like
this
a
up
cameo.
now. Is this real?
I don't know. I didn't watch the movie.
He appears. He appears with a dog.
Okay, the Black Adam dog.
Yeah, let me put the Black Adam dog on screen.
Please.
I'm sure all 5 people who saw this movie were hyped, and the 3 people out of those 5 that stayed for the post-credit scene couldn't have been more hyped for this. Let me get it on screen real quick.
I wish I could be a dog.
Jesus Christ, we haven't even got the first topic yet. All right, here he is.
And I want to make sure this is very clear to everyone watching right now. Black Adam dog's superpower is dog magic.
Yeah.
and Crypto,
Oh my
Crypto
God.
the super dog is weak to dog magic. So just
Okay.
put that out there. Just put that.
Just, I think I hate that dog. What's wrong with you, Niall? He's awesome.
Black
Niall,
Adam has
go
been having
home.
nappies for 5,000 years.
Niall, go home.
DOG. So before we get to Sonic, which will probably be like the big thing for the show, there's a few smaller things to discuss real quick. Do we want to get into those now?
No.
All right. Okay. Well, what do you want to do then?
I want ice cream. I want race cars.
Okay, we can start this. This is fun. They should put Black Adam dog in multiverses. That's true. So over the week, the Jimmy Neutron movie Game Boy Advance game, the source code for that was leaked, and most notable of all, in that source code were models from the actual movie.
Right.
Was it only like some of them?
It's a lot. It's Carl, like all the main kids have them, and then Hugh has one too. I saw them.
Uh-huh.
So that's a lot of like big characters.
Right. I mean, a lot of powerful stuff could be done with that.
Jimmy, they ripped me from my dimension. Oh, it was so good.
I also said corrected. It was the Jimmy Neutron versus Jimmy Negatron source code. I'm sorry.
Jimmy, I seem to be trapped in a space between dimensions. It feels like I'm in a dream. You've got to collect my memory tokens.
Jimmy, they ripped all my textures. I'm just a gray mass.
What would Carl's memory token shape be? Llamas or like inhalers?
Llamas.
It would be some sort of... I think it'd be like a little like llama toy kind of thing, like a plastic looking llama.
Okay.
Pouring llama into llama just to talk to Carl.
It'll be like the duck cave.
The duck is from the body exploring episode?
Yeah.
Okay.
Does anyone know why those models are in the game? Did it have like pre-rendered like sprites?
So yes, it did. I imagine when they were making the game, they were given the official models for the pre-rendered sprites, and that's how they ended up in the source code.
Okay.
Which is to be clear, I don't think that means they were in the final release. To my knowledge, this is like just a build of the game that got leaked, where they had these models in them. Is I think the more accurate thing. It's like when like Mario 64 is like source code, quote unquote, got leaked earlier. Last year, that was 2 years ago now.
Yeah,
It's 6 years ago.
it's crazy. It is crazy to think how that was 2 years ago. Like that was revolutionary. That created like an entire open source modding scene for one game.
Right.
And then Mars and Sonic Generation.
Mario's and Sonic Generations. But this is insane to me. I can't think of another movie, like big CGI movie release, where we have access to the models that were in that movie.
Right. I mean, that's really rare because it's not like video games where you could just go into like your DVD and just like take everything out of there. It's not being rendered in real time.
Yeah, you
just
can't
have, like a copy.
You can't rip Mike from Sync out of the movie.
I can't wait for the Sonic 3 movie, McDonald's Happy Meal toys to somehow leak the Sonic movie models.
Yeah, that'll be really exciting.
You know, honestly,
Like a Sonic toy just leaks the entire script for the Sonic movie 4.
here's the thing: knowing Sonic the Hedgehog's a franchise, I fully believe somehow in some way the models from those movies would get leaked.
Yeah, it's a very leak heavy franchise.
It's like comparable to Precure's leak.
Of course, the famous Precure leaks. What happened to those?
Right now, they actually did have another leak where they found one of the toys, but people are saying they're probably hyper aware that it might have leaked again, so they deep fry the image.
All right.
All right, but no, I want to talk about Jimmy Neutron for a second. We got distracted. No more distractions.
All right.
No, I don't know. It's like a big thing.
Yeah, it is. Okay. People are gonna use these, right?
Well, yeah, people are never. So, to be clear, these aren't these are just the models. They don't come with the official movie textures or rigging. These are just the models. But that's still huge. Someone's gonna be able to perfectly recreate those textures. And we're
gonna how on earth? I mean, it's gonna take a lot of painstaking deliberation. Have you seen the textures on that show?
Right, of course. One of the most high-tech advanced shows ever. We're gonna be waiting a bit, but we're gonna have the most high-quality Hugh Neutrons possible soon, in your Gary's Mod video game.
Yeah, and his actual voice actor is just gonna. You could just ask. You could probably go up to him and just ask him, "Can you just do the lines for this cartoon video I'm making?" And he'll be like, "Yeah, sure."
Yeah.
Didn't he share the leaks? I think
he did.
Yeah, I saw from him. This happened.
He is a legend.
I think the guy who voices, he's not contracted with Nick, to my knowledge, so I don't think he can get in trouble for anything like this. So,
all right, unlike Weird Al is probably getting whipped by Roku.
He told people to pirate the movie.
Oh yeah.
And I'm gonna Gucci telling people to pirate their music during their COVID concert.
Hugh's voice actor is I think paid by, because he did Nick All-Star Brawl recently, but I don't think he's any other. I think he signed a contract for that game and nothing else, so he can't get in trouble for sharing something like this.
And if they try to get him in trouble, we got the fans.
It's gonna
get ready to roll out.
We're all gonna come out of the Hugh Neutron Avengers Endgame portals.
Yeah. So yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty cool.
Yeah,
I guess.
Now, can I ask you all a question real quick?
What is it?
Where were you when Baby Yoda was born?
Oh my god.
Where were you when Mr. Peanut perished?
That's not the question, because Baby Yoda's getting his own Studio Ghibli anime short.
Oh,
really?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
Let me explain how this was announced. Studio Ghibli, the official Twitter, just posted the Lucasfilm logo intro, right? And it was just that with no context, and people were losing their minds. Oh shit, they're doing a Star Wars Studio Ghibli. And I don't know if the following announcement deflated the excitement when it was revealed it was a Baby Yoda short, and that was it.
Does anyone even know this thing's name, actual name?
It's Grogu.
It's Grogu.
It's Grogu, I think.
We all know Baby Yoda's
Grogu has a name. Respect it.
Gunga. His name is Gunga.
No,
No, that's the name of the Jar Jar species, I think.
I just feel like people were so excited when this was announced, and losing them, oh, Studio Ghibli and Star Wars is gonna be so cool. But I don't know. I haven't really looked through the reactions. Were people oh, it's a Baby Yoda thing?
Maybe. I don't know. I mean, I had no real expectations for what this was even going to be, just because the announcement was just so vague. I was just I guess they're doing something. It could have been I don't know, a merch line or something even. But no. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I like their stuff. I watched since the last episode, I watched Spirited Away.
Uh-huh.
When it was in movie theaters. They re-released it. And they, I love, everyone said the praises of, like, Studio Ghibli movies. They're good at, like, I don't know, little animation, subtle character movement, environments, just beautiful, really great stuff. I'll be there. I'll be there for the Baby Yoda short.
You love Baby Yoda too.
I love Baby Yoda. It's kind of just it's a match made in heaven. It's a dream come true. This is always like a pipe dream of mine.
What did he like? Did like what did Ghibli did like a Chucky thing?
Chucky?
Yeah, what did they did like a Chucky animation?
I don't know how.
What if Studio Ghibli put Tommy Pickles in Fortnite?
Don't do Studio Ghibli put Tommy Pickle in Fortnite?
Yo, yeah, they announced it shortly after this. They put Tommy Pickles in Fortnite.
They're putting Tommy Pickles in Fortnite.
Studio Ghibli specifically.
Yeah.
We weren't thinking about putting Tommy Pickles in, but Studio Ghibli approached us and they really pushed us in the right direction, make all the right calls.
I really like the concept of like Studio Ghibli approaching Epic Games like, we need Tommy Pickles in this. We'll make the model. You guys see the rights.
It's not even a model. It's just constantly like being drawn for everyone live in the moment.
Live draw. That's how I thought Scooby-Doo used to be made.
It's like at the end of that one Kirby episode where they're all animators. It's just Escargoon just like trying so hard desperately to draw like one little cartoon.
The Studio Ghibli animators like, guys, Tommy from North Dakota just turned right. Quick, draw him looking that way.
Yeah, or maybe you could hire the people who animate the Germa streams to do that.
Right. I was gonna ask if baby Goku Yoda. I mean, if Baby Yoda, if Baby Yoda was still popular. But when me and Rosa were on a trip recently, we went to a Second and Charles, and there was Baby Yoda stuff everywhere still. So I have to assume he still is.
He's one of the most recognizable character designs turned into a baby. I mean, it's really hard to fall off with that.
It just feels like a green Stitch baby, and they're just profiting off of it. Like, I'd rather sell Stitch merch.
But like, what was so big about Baby Yoda? Like, why did Baby Mario never have this fever? Right? Like, everyone loves Mario, and he became a baby.
Listen, baby, I can sympathize with the Baby Yoda hype. Baby Yoda was in like a popular Star Wars show that people were already gonna watch because it had like the Boba Fett helmet in it.
Okay.
So you already have that going for them. And it was just this sort of like, I don't know, it's just like a little baby character. It has these animatronics. I think the animatronics, I personally think that might have been a huge aspect of the appeal because it's just a very, I don't know, there's something about seeing like a physical little thing that gets like carried around and like puppeteered. It's kind of cute. It's the Gizmo effect from Gremlins. I think it's the same thing as Gizmo from Gremlins.
Okay. But do you think Baby Yoda would be even better if they introduced a pink Baby Yoda girl and she had a little bow?
Oh my gosh, a pink Baby Yoda girl, and then like, oh my, what if like you could get Baby Yoda and pink Baby Yoda in a room and they're like kind of shy together? Oh my gosh. I think someone has a girlfriend.
Oh, that's what the Mandalorian will say. He'll say that.
The Mandalorian first words, and it's that.
Yeah, he speaks for the first time in the show, and he goes, I think someone has a little girlfriend.
He talks, right? He talks.
Yeah.
And then Yoda goes, girlfriend someone has.
I told Yoda.
Yeah, they told Yoda. He comes over like on the retirement home space bus and he walks out.
Into a relationship you are.
Did you find out Yaddle talked? Did you hear about that?
What? Who's Yaddle?
The female woman Yoda. From the Star Wars
and she spoke fluently.
Yeah, she spoke normally in like a new Star Wars show. Which
I only saw a clip of that.
Right. It confirms basically that Yoda is just like a weirdo who just talks strangely,
Okay.
and it's not like
That's
a
definitely the
cultural
best
thing.
interpretation.
Yeah, I like that. I honestly do like that.
Like Yoda just lives in a swamp. That's like the only good interpretation of Yoda.
Yeah, you don't like when he's like sitting with the council members and he's discussing the politics of the rebellions. And the...
Dude, I would love to be a big politician someday and then live in a swamp afterwards.
I always
Yeah.
I always forget Yoda like was like a politician, like a boardroom meeting guy in those prequels. Because in my mind, Yoda's like a guy who would find the swamp and he would bite me.
I would find his camp and he would be nibbling on my ankles.
I got I got Yoda bites all over me. I gotta get like this and like checked by like a doctor.
Have
I
another
get some
taste,
Yoda
can
spray.
I?
His car.
Was that Rosa?
What is Yoda hit me with his car?
It's like retirement home, like a bus he's driving, and he like runs you over and goes, "Oh."
What kind of car do you think Yoda would own?
Isn't there a meme about that where it's like a Honda Civic or something?
Would it be?
Yeah, but he's calling out everyone else.
I mean, would it be like a disgusting pickup truck? Because like at the point he's living in like the swamp, or would
That's
he still have
true.
to funds like as when he was a politician, and sell something nice?
He'd have a little golf cart, I think.
Yeah.
That's just the car.
Yeah.
He drives around on like the highway with that.
And then when he runs you over, he goes, "Awkward."
Someone in chat for some reason is talking about the scene in Rugrats Go Wild where Nigel Thornberry is with all the babies in the submarine and they're running low on oxygen and he's singing to them.
Why are you talking about that?
I don't know. I just saw that in chat. And I feel like I had to bring it up because I know that exact scene. And
I
just
did
want,
too.
I just want to make sure that person feels heard. Right now.
I know that scene too. It's why is it being brought up right now? Because I mentioned Rugrats.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli adding Tommy Pickles to Fortnite.
I already forgot. That was
We've
like
been over this.
That was like an hour ago to me.
That was not an hour. We have been going for like 29 minutes, and we have 27 minutes, and we haven't even like started the main discussion topic.
I think Studio Ghibli actually like encouraged Nickelodeon to add that scene of Nigel Thornberry with all the babies singing to them when they're low on oxygen in the submarine.
I know Miyazaki demanded it. He saw the early cut. He's like, "This is good. You guys got something really special here, but it needs an extra oomph." And then
Can someone
oh yeah.
Can someone give me $30? I want to buy like a bunch of stickers.
Ask Nigel Thornberry.
Hey Nigel, I know you're like losing oxygen, but like I saw this like Genshin Impact sticker and I really want to buy it. Can you give me your money, please?
Oh, of course, darling. Oh, anything for a creature of the earth.
You know, speaking of quirky men with mustaches, some Mario movie stuff kind of leaked. Not any specific information, but some upcoming trailers we could expect, including a Charlie Day Luigi Mountain Dew trailer will be happening.
Whoa.
Dude, is Luigi gonna hit the yoinky spoinky during that?
We can only hope.
He's gonna be running. He's gonna be scared. He's gonna be running like in the trailer. He's like, "Oh, I need a quick refresher." Oh. And then he finds the mountain. I didn't even consider that.
Pick me up.
I didn't consider that because Illumination is like so shameless and like ravenous with their like marketing and their
Right.
tie-ins, right? I did not. I didn't even consider like Mario himself like in like a car commercial sitting next to it's like sitting inside like the Honda Civic or whatever promoting the new movie. But that's
You're a gamer. We're looking to become one.
There's one more also trailer coming. There was like a filing for another Mario movie trailer, which will seemingly based on the voice actors have Mario, Peach, and Luigi in it, and it's gonna be a minute long. And it sounds like this will probably be a trailer that plays for like Puss in Boots is what people think.
Okay, and that's come out like what, Christmas or whatever?
Yeah, so we're gonna be getting one more real trailer before the year ends. Is basically what I'm saying.
Okay, I mean that's yeah.
The Puss in Boots movie will sell 1 million tickets via the Mario movie being held hostage, like a trailer. So people will walk in, watch the Mario movie trailer, and leave. Like a bunch of 30-year-old like game critic websites will have to do that to get like the footage.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's cool. I'd like to see more trailers of that. You know,
What kind
we've
of
already had our whole discussions about that.
well,
movie.
I want to ask though, what kind of awesome like advertisements do you want to see the Mario gang get into? Like, can you imagine? I don't know, like the Mario, like someone in chat mentions like the Mario Walmart trailer with a Mario
Hand
gang.
cream.
Hey,
Hand
what?
cream.
Hand cream? They all wear gloves though. All of them wear gloves.
Hand cream.
Okay. Would
I
it be
mean-
Toad? He has like those little hands with fingers.
He
has some of the realest
sure
hands
does
in
have
Mario.
fingers.
Yeah.
What if the Mario gang went to IHOP? Think about that. Like, could you imagine like like the IHOP like live action employee goes, "What's that?" And then Bowser and all his minions walk into the IHOP and create a ruckus.
Yes. Oh my god! And then they like Bowser shoots a fireball, and then like Dad ducks down. He's like, "Whoa!" And he looks up, and he's got like a CGI flame on his head.
And then Bowser Jackman goes, "Oh, sorry."
No, Mario busts in and he starts like making all the pancakes for them, like the first episode of SpongeBob, feeding all the nematodes.
Oh, but he grabs
Okay.
the invincibility star before he does it, so it's like and there's like a bunch of Marios similar to him going fast, and he's like making a bunch of pancakes.
Man, I wish. I feel like Bowser Jr. is not going to be in this one much,
Uh
and that makes me sad because we're not good. Imagine like the commercial like potential with like Bowser and Bowser Jr. like pulling up in like a drive-through of like Burger King and getting Mario toys, right?
and then he goes,
That's all I can think of. Right now. He's like,
Mario.
Hey, Dad, I want that.
They should have Fluffle in the movie.
Dad,
And then Bowser Jr. goes, Chef Pee Pee.
what?
If he is in the Burger King, get him the hell out.
I like how even
This is our
after the
Sonic
trailer came out, the Mario movie jokes here feel exactly the same.
Oh.
No, we just had new material because now, you know, even the movie's good. We'll still get some awesome, like, tie-in trailers.
It's honestly a win-win for us. I can't wait. I'm looking at their Twitter page. They've only like made like 2 tweets, and I'm telling them like pick up the pace. I can't wait for when like we're in the window of this movie about to come out, and they make all their like the promotional Twitter like you know advertise. This Twitter website needs to last at least until then. I need to see
Oh,
at
that's
least
true.
I need to see at least like 10 posts of like Super Mario. Like I don't know. It's like captioned like I use this example every time like warping into the weekend, and then Mario goes in the pipe. When
Yeah.
you wake up and it's Monday and it's like Mario like rubbing his head and he's like in pain. What else?
The Mario movie Black Friday tweet. Oh, it could be like Luigi like running from the drive. It was like Black Friday be like.
when you see the when plasma screens are half off on Black Friday. We're trying to get a Nintendo Switch on Black Friday. Be like, Switch OLED.
They could use the gif of Bowser blursting fire out of his mouth, and it could be like eating Taco Bell hot and spicy. Be like,
We're only gonna get like one thing before like a new trailer before we get any new footage, but it'll be like a fucking Luigi death stare meme.
ooh,
Okay.
Movie.
ooh.
That's pretty good. I mean, yeah, we got to consider like there are like memes that Nintendo likes, right? That's one of their chosen memes.
Cranky Kong is in the
Yes.
movie, right?
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes,
right there.
yes.
Perfect. We gotta find some of the Cranky Kong tweets they made in like 2014.
Double rainbow.
Back.
Yeah.
I like the
This is
idea
all-
you just pitch of Nintendo like having memes. They they find every like popular Mario meme online. They showed to Miyamoto and he goes, eh. And when he saw Luigi Death, he's like, ooh, I like this one. We're going with this one.
Yeah. You know, wait, they haven't fixed like I wouldn't say fixed. They haven't stopped like the imposter Twitter accounts, right?
I think I don't even know what's going on with that at this point. I think the blue check mark is gone again.
It's gone.
I want to say it's gone again.
Okay.
Twitter
If
is
it's
in
not,
such a
watch
mess.
me impersonate Nintendo.
This is like the topic of like I guess the internet kind of. 'Cause Twitter's like one of the like 5 websites left.
'Right.
So I probably won't dwell on it too long, but That whole thing is just really, really funny and crazy and strange to see unfold.
Really funny.
I think it's the exact, I don't know, I guess dumpster fire that everyone was expecting.
It's kind of honestly even worse than what I thought it would be to some extent.
Yeah, I mean, people would joke about like, oh, it's like, this website's gonna go crazy, or like we should all like act really crazy and like make the value of this website plummet. And I kind of thought like, yeah, that's like a funny idea. That's like one of those funny ideas, but like real life is always much more mundane than that, right?
Right. Yeah.
But no, this is absolutely just we're seeing this is like cartoonishly to the degree of which you would fear what would happen.
Like one of the things I was not expecting from this whole thing is to people to like disguise themselves as like other corporations and then tank stocks.
Yeah, that was one of the things where like when like Elon was talking about how he was going to do that, like you can pay for verification, everyone like said that. And
it happened.
It happened. It just straight up just happened. And
I think that's the insane thing. He gave us the tools to fuck him up. Like
exactly.
he handed us the tools.
It's like there's no way we can like ruin this website and then make him lose a bunch of money. Like, but he gives us the tools. He just gave it to us.
He just gave it to us on the silver platter.
He made it way easier for everyone to just ruin it.
Right.
Because it's just such a horrible idea.
Can I say, I was on a vacation when all this was happening. So I wasn't really looking at Twitter. I would only get on Twitter like to post like a picture of like my trip or something I was doing, and I would just see like people saying, "Oh, Twitter's gonna die," and I didn't really realize what was going on until I got back. And I was like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, people are already trying to find alternatives.
Yeah,
I was so happy during that trip because I did not look at Twitter one bit unless it was for a bit.
No, I don't even know how to word this. I don't think Twitter's going to die. I don't think like it's gonna just like be gone. But something's gonna happen to it, for sure. Like like he's gonna have to sell it again or something. Like something's gonna happen to it. And if something else happens, it's like what there. I don't think Twitter will die, but there is a non-zero chance of whoever holds the rights to it will fuck up the site so much that people will stop using it, and
right,
like on a like larger scale, like that kind of happened with Tumblr before. I don't discount the idea of that happening to Twitter, and that's why I think a lot of people are like considering other social medias. For people like me, who run these kind of smaller shows or like and smaller artists and creators and stuff, Twitter was like the easiest way to get stuff out. So now it's like thinking like, oh, well, I gotta deal with this. If something happens to it.
I feel like people won't just wholesale leave unless there is some sort of equivalent alternative that everyone is kind of using.
Right.
There might be a weird transitionary period if this website genuinely gets that bad. But yeah, I think I'm kind of on the same boat as you. Like, I can't imagine just like logging on one day and it's just like one of those 404 error pages where it's just like, oh, there's just no website here anymore.
There'll be an image of the Twitter bird bowing like the Club Nintendo.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, Miiverse is back up.
That's true.
Like people put Miiverse servers back up, so I mean, I'll be there.
About Miiverse servers, they were only as funny as they were because they were under a Nintendo official thing. And just trying to recreate that doesn't really work out because then it's just like a random website, and all these absurdities that happen within the Miiverse servers is just like not under Nintendo's watch. It's just like under some random person's watch.
No,
maybe this random person should be as like authoritative, and Puritan about it as the actual Nintendo would be.
I mean, that is true, but then that's like it's a person being authoritative as Nintendo, not Nintendo being the authority.
Right, because half the appeal of Miiverse, and I think not having Nintendo there for Miiverse, as silly as it sounds, ruins kind of the joke of Miiverse, which was like getting away. It's like being like a kid on the playground, and, like doing something you're not supposed to. Was kind of the fun of Miiverse, and without Nintendo, like as like the playground like watcher, it's like not the same.
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's like only real like two good reasons why it was revived in the first place. Like one, for the sake of preserving
Right, yeah,
Miiverse as a
archiving.
whole, and two is so that people can post in text in Splatoon 1 how they were left at the Denny's by their dad.
Okay, yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. And I think Mario Maker levels on the Wii U can be uploaded again.
That's right. Yeah, that's one of the other big things.
So yeah, there were a lot of games on like the Wii U that used Miiverse, and when it went away, that it was just like there's just nothing there anymore.
There's a whole stage in
It's
Smash
crazy.
4 that doesn't work anymore.
Oh my god, that's right.
I think someone compared it to like the burning of the library in Alexandria.
I wouldn't go. Maybe the message board of Alexandria, perhaps.
Anyway, this was. Oh, go on.
I was just gonna say, like, before Splatoon 3 dropped, I went back to Splatoon 1 because I set up my Wii U again. And the plaza really is super empty, just seeing all these inklings and like they have nothing to say.
They're just standing there menacingly.
Yeah, in their all attack up drip that you only had to re-roll for. I like for Splatoon 2, it was definitely a good idea to still bring back like drawing posts. You can't do text posts since the first game, but you can still like make posts for the plazas since the square. And like that's really the only like true like original Miiverse thing that still is even alive at this point.
Right, yeah. Splatoon basically is its own version of Miiverse. And you know what? It's got some of that energy still, where people post just nonsense.
Yeah,
right.
Like day one Splatoon 3, where people just post Among Us and nothing else.
I remember when Jerma played the game, I saw him everywhere.
Yeah. He played again the other day with Vinny Vinesauce.
He did. And then he played Among Us VR and like cried when they start singing Happy Birthday to him.
I only watched a little bit, and he just got like harassed by Phil Bowden. Was so scared.
He was playing like a horror game. It was funny. Anyway, guys, great conversation. The Luigi Mountain Duad. Looking forward to
Imagine
it.
if someone joins like right now. Like we talk about the first time viewers. Like what do you even make of this? What are we talking about? What is on screen? Is that like a Batman dog? What is that?
Hey, first time viewers, I hope you're excited for Tommy Pickles in Fortnite, provided by Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, Studio Ghibli, Tommy Pickles, fucking Nigel Thornberry submarine scene.
Hey,
Well,
chat,
I didn't know about the submarine. What was it?
We talked about that, where like they're dying in the submarine.
No, I thought they were at the Fortnite.
What are you trying to say, Rosa?
I got a question for chat. Do you want to see a picture of a nice boat?
We're not doing that. We're not doing the boat gag.
What was the
You're
boat?
right.
I already forgot what the boat thing was.
You're
Rosa was
right.
talking about
Now
this,
remember,
like,
if you feel the need that we need to block something, tell us. Say nice boat in chat. If you feel like we need the boat, put in nice boat in chat.
When have we
need
ever
the boat.
needed to
But
censor?
that's only if we need to censor something.
You people are trying
What is
to
that?
be
What do you
insane.
mean by that, Rosa?
Nice boat.
What have we ever censored something? Everyone's just gonna comment that. Nobody knows what that is. I don't know what that is. Stop posting that. It's gotta have no meaning.
Why do you all want me to put this boat? It's literally just a picture of a boat.
I don't even know what this is. It's not even like a high res image. It's very low res.
This looks like
Looks
a
like
SpongeBob cutaway gag live action boat.
Yeah.
Oh my god! I'll put the damn boat on screen, you creatures.
Woo! Don't. Then we have to cancel the show.
Wait, what?
Okay, do you want me to put the boat on screen or not?
Nice boat.
Why are we arguing about a boat no one can see?
I'm putting the damn
Nobody
boat on
knows what
screen.
it is. What is our next topic?
Look at the boat. Okay, everyone, 5 seconds of silence for the boat right now. Okay, go. All right, hope you all enjoyed that.
What a nice boat.
Someone in chat is saying this is an in-joke that they don't get. It's not even that. It's just the joke here is Rosa's saying something crazy, and I think we're just trying to figure it out.
Trust me,
And
I am in the call. There is no in joke here.
It's just like before we started the show, she was like, "This happened before even I joined the call."
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't. she just posted this image of a boat, and she said if we need to censor something, then we post this boat. But like, when have we ever censored anything on here? Like, is a naked woman just gonna like walk across the screen, and we have to like get her before the stream gets taken down?
Seep, you aren't supposed to know about that.
I like the idea of this gameplay function of the stream where I add like a naked woman gif that'll pop up like 34 minutes and 50 seconds, and I have to remember when that happens so I can put the boat on screen.
Yeah, Mr. Ryan, surprise, Seep. How'd you know that?
Now, okay. So this is the first. Okay, today I learned about the Nice Fold. Okay, that's all I'm saying about it.
What? Next topic. What else? What was our next topic? We've had Luigi Mountain Dew on the screen.
Speaking of Luigi Mountain Dew,
5 times the amount of time we've talked about it.
Do you all like Rayman?
Yeah.
He's back.
Did we already talk about that?
No. I don't think so.
I thought we did.
What? No, this is new. No, they showed him now.
Oh, Rayman's face? He looks the same? Yo!
Rayman? Dude, he has teeth and no neck?
I'm gonna make fun of you.
What a hottie.
Hey, see, next time they show like a Sonic thing and you get really excited, I'm gonna shoot you like an idiot about it, like.
Wow! I'm just
like,
saying, this is not...
shoes.
What do you want us to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
Food and movies. I'm out of here. I like running better.
What should we discuss about this new Rayman render?
That's literally what you've showed us, a new render of Rayman. And like, this is like a whole topic. We already talked about it.
No,
like...
it's because they announced the details about the Mario and Rabbids DLC.
Okay. What are the details? What are the new details? Yeah.
Are you not gonna treat me like a buffoon when I speak about them?
I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm just still like riled up over the nice boat thing that is, I guess, is like an old anime meme that I've never heard of that Rosa refused to explain.
Someone in chat says, can we talk about Zavok? How about all the deadly six?
I want to talk about Rayman!
Yeah, let's talk about Rayman.
We'll talk about Rayman first.
Jesus Christ. Sorry, I'm coughing now.
What?
I started trying to speak, and I started coughing. Okay. Everyone calm down. Okay, everyone breathe in.
Hold on.
Does
anyone want me to do a Sonic bit?
Right.
Can I please talk about
Okay, when we start talking about Sonic, I'll do the bit.
Talk about Rayman!
Oh yeah, Rayman.
Okay.
Right, can I breathe out?
Sonic Racing where Zavok says cringe before Zavok.
Okay, everyone.
Make sure everyone in chat knows Ryan has not given me permission to breathe out yet.
See, breathe out.
Okay, there.
Okay.
That was a great joke.
Okay, I'm
Wow,
coming.
you have nice
I didn't give you
lungs.
permission.
Great, like Canadian cartoon joke.
Okay, I'm calming down. Bring myself down back to earth. Okay.
Oh, down to earth with nature, like Iggy Arbuckle.
You guys can't do this to me right now. No jokes. Okay. They announced the Mario and Rabbids DLC season pass, and there's way more to it than I thought it would be, because the first game has something like that, but it was just kind of a few bonus levels and like skin weapons and like the DK DLC, which was kind of the big thing. But this one is 3 like full packs. The first one is the Tower of Doom. I don't know what it is exactly. It's a new combat thing. But Beepo from the first game is going to be in it. Beepo, the little creature, will be in this one, which is cool.
Beepo? Whoa.
Are you patronizing me?
No, I love...
Rabbit.
See,
Hello, it's me.
So something interesting about
That's-
Zavok
I
is
got
that
the wrong
Master Zik
character.
is his mentor. So
Yeah,
like, Master Zik taught Zavok everything he knows.
I need to apologize to the audience.
I
got the wrong...
was like, isn't Beepo just in the game?
No, his name is Spotty. I'm sorry, it's Spotty. I got the wrong character.
Okay, is that the one that like makes all the creatures?
Yeah, he's they're putting him. He's gonna be in the DLC somehow.
Okay.
And that's cool. Because Bowser Jr. and him aren't really in the game at all, and I don't know if Bowser Jr. will be in this at all. Probably not. But it's cool. But Spotty will be back because he's cute. Someone in chat also asked you to talk about the new Twitter Rabbit GF bait. Yes. In the main game, this is a minor spoiler. They slightly tease a character who isn't in the game. You see like a broken statue of her. And in this DLC, you'll go. This is like a full planet, which is cool. It's like a full like new world, which is like exciting. Where you apparently are going to meet her, and I imagine this will tie into like a kind of loose end the game left open about like what happened to some characters. The game kind of just ends like on a hand wave about it. So I imagine this DLC will be more about that, like kind of describing what happened afterwards. And it's a full new world, which is cool. I kind of felt like the game, like plot wise, had a few things that didn't really wrap up pretty well. So I'm hoping this DLC will suffice on that end.
Right.
And there's a new rabbit girl, and everyone will draw her on Twitter.
All right.
And then the third one is Rayman. It's going to be Rayman. We don't really know anything about that. It'll probably be like one world, like the Donkey Kong thing. It'll probably be like a slightly bigger world, like the Donkey Kong one was. And yeah, Rayman will be there, and I like Rayman. He looks good in this render. We haven't seen a 3D. We haven't seen a 3D Rayman in a while, like a new one, because he's been mostly in the. They've been reusing the Rayman Legends assets for like 20 years now. So above anything else, it's nice to see anything from this character that is new. I think it's a good way to put it.
What about his awesome Smash Brothers appearance, though?
Oh yeah, his awesome Smash Bros. Spirit, 3-star Spirit, and Smash Ultimate.
Oh, that is trophy.
Yeah, that's right. I forgot about that in Smash 4. They showed that trophy. The trophy the same day they revealed Robin for Smash.
Yeah.
Oh.
God.
I think if Rayman gets added to Smash, he should have a taunt where he swings his sword around. He says, "I cannot lose."
You think so?
Okay, I got a question. Do you think Rayman was speaking English or in Rayman?
So Rayman's voice actor is actually already in the game. He voices Rabbid Mario. So I imagine he'll be back, and Rayman has spoke full sentences in the past. And unlike Nintendo, Ubisoft doesn't seem to have a problem with their characters speaking when they're playable. Just gonna end that conversation there. So I imagine Rayman will just speak.
All right.
I don't want to talk. I don't want to talk about the game too much, but Mario Rabbids Sparks of Hope has a very bizarre thing where Luigi, Peach, and Bowser all speak before you play as them, and then when you join the party, they just stop talking. And there are multiple times with Bowser in particular where it feels like he's supposed to talk, and then he just says nothing, and it's very weird. And I'm glad Rayman probably won't have that problem.
All right. Yeah.
The Zeddy are creatures that appear in Sonic the Hedgehog.
Well, no, one more thing.
Demons native to
Before you talk about the Zeddies, I want to share something.
Warrior Zavok for a scheme.
You people drive me insane.
Eggman enslaved a group of Zeddy known as the Deadly Six, only for them to rise up against him due to an accident.
Wait, I do have something awesome to show real quick.
The Zeddy were defeated by Sonic before.
Ryan, what is it?
I can't speak with the Zavok Wikipedia page article being read. Do y'all want to see beloved Kingdom Hearts and Mario and Luigi poster Yoko Shimomura as a Rayman Raving Rabbit? Here it is. They posted it on Twitter.
Okay. Oh, wow.
I got a real reaction out of you.
Let me see.
It's on screen. It's on screen right now in the top right.
It's just very like
good.
I don't know, like the profile picture on like your work website or something. You know, it's just very like
it looks like an OC creator.
So someone
was this made with like the rabbitifyyourself.com website that Burger King put up to promote the new game?
Someone's demanding I post the Grant Kirkhope one too. Yeah, I'll do that. Hold on. Let me get Grant Kirkhope Rabbit on screen.
I wish I could be a rabbit.
There he is.
All right. That's pretty good.
I mean, that's just a spinning image of Grant Kirkhope.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
Do we all have
Really
rabbit
cute.
sodas? I made one.
I think I've drawn one once before too, but that was for my old design, so now I'll need to do a new one.
Ooh, yeah, I drew one before too. That was a long time ago.
I have a Grump Sona and I have Gwen to blame.
Game Grumps?
Yeah.
Are you more of a grump or a not so grump?
Well, a bit more in between, but if I had to label myself, I'd probably put myself as a grump.
Okay, I think I'm like kind of grump,
More than Danny, more than anything. I'm more than Aaron. I think I'm more of a Rubber Ross. I think I'm more of a Barry. Who's even on that show anymore? I don't know.
I think it's just the two of them.
I haven't watched that show since I was 5. I'm 27 now.
What if we made our like Oni play sodas? What would that look like?
Let's move on to the next topic.
Okay.
This is one more thing for Sonic. I forgot to put it in there, but we should definitely talk about it. They show on Twitter.com. They show when I was boarding the air. This is happening when I was boarding the airplane to leave. They showed like the first like actual in show look of like the new Clone High show, and it looks exactly the same, which is kind of a like down to the minute details. It looks like exactly the same as the original one.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I think they should pull a Powerpuff Girls remake and do a Me Gusta.
No me gusta.
No Me Gusta.
You want him to say? You want him to say that, Cleo?
Oh man, I hope Cleo would say no Me Gusta to me.
Sorry, Cleo, but no me gusta.
Nintendo tab back in for the stream when we
Oh
hear
man,
the
I
word
hope Cleo likes the Baby Yoda plush I got for her.
Do we know-
Can I take over your Twitter for like 5 seconds?
No. What are you asking, Seep?
Do we know yet like who is gonna be on the show?
I think. Well, we know JFK's voice actor is back because they showed him in the booth. I imagine just most of the voice. I mean, I can't imagine Will Forte's like, yeah, I'm too good for Clone High now.
Yeah, I'm on the Great North now.
So I imagine I think most of them will be back.
Right.
Yeah, that's the character they've been kind of coy about is Gandhi. They haven't said like anything either way. I think he'll be back personally, but I think to avoid any controversy, they might like. I know the plan was like they were gonna be like, oh, he's actually Gary Coleman's clone. I could see them doing something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I think enough time has passed, probably.
And they'll just be kind of coy about it leading up to it, and then when the show comes, they're like, hey, everyone, I'm the clone of Mr. Mosby from Sweet Life of Zack and Cody, actually.
Oh, did you know that we saw Sweet Life of Zack and Cody during our trip?
Yeah, we watched it on Disney Plus at 2 a.m.
Everyone was laughing.
Everyone?
Mr. Mosby's funny.
Yeah, Lyndon, Maddie.
There's memory tokens on our silent. Get the fun. It's gonna be the first episode. Lincoln has to find all Gandhi's memory tokens.
Oh. Okay.
We're talking about memory tokens like I know what that means.
That's from the new Sonic game.
Yeah. I think you guys should continue watching Sweet Life of Zack and Cody and On Deck and like determine like each episode like at the end like determine which is the stronger twin.
Okay, that's worth considering.
Here's the thing. There's just like a lot of characters in like Sweet Life and Deck we would like to talk about, like Woody.
On Deck?
Yeah, Woody.
I think for this new Clone High reboot, Professor Scudsworth should only melt Abe, but then like all the other clones like I've kind of forgotten. So like, and he's the only one who like fully remembers. So like, then he has to go to in my open world Clone High game, which is episode 1 by the way of this season. You have to play a game, and you get all like the tokens for like Cleo and Gandhi and JFK.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like it?
No.
Abraham, you better get me out of cyberspace.
You're seen to be trapped in a place between dimensions.
And then Will Forte does a slightly deeper voice.
Abraham, not that it's any of my problem, but it seems like these Coco could use our help.
I got a question. a really good one.
Yeah.
About
Okay.
Do you think they'll make a reference to that one Twitter post?
Which one? There was a lot of Twitter posts about this show.
Okay, about JF. Okay, it's about that one image of JFK.
Okay.
Oh, right, that one image.
Rose, you're gonna have to be way more specific.
That one tweet about that one image. Don't you remember, Ryan? It was all over Twitter.
The one where they were calling JFK gay for sleeping on his wife.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
JFK gay as fuck for sleeping when she. No, I don't.
My day be so fine. Then boom, cyberspace.
I don't think they're gonna reference to JFK's gay as fuck. Not looking at his wife's dumpy when he died. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Why not?
I don't know. Just a gut feeling, you know, just a small gut feeling. I don't think they're gonna do it.
Man, you sure? You know, honey, you sound like you've been watching a lot.
They're gonna do like a whole conspiracy episode about it. Like Abraham's gonna find the image, and then like he's gotta like be fucking blackmailed to keep it to himself by JK the entire time. Like no one is supposed to know about this. If you will tell anyone, I will
I'll kill you.
do something about it.
I'm thinking about how we told people this was like marketed and billed as a Sonic podcast. And I think the extent of that is joking about Abe from Clone High having to find memory tokens with his friends. That is the closest we've gotten to
No. We talked about at least one other character looking for memory tokens earlier. I don't remember who at this point.
It was Carl
I hope Cleo likes all these memory tokens I got for her.
We did read the Zavok like Sonic Wiki page. So that
Specifically, it was about the Zeddy as a whole, not just Savok.
You know what? Speaking of the Zeddy as a whole, not just Savok,
Yep.
do we want to talk about Sonic now?
I think my Sonic bit.
Are you gonna do the Sonic at Pride bit you did like 8 times?
No.
Okay, do it then. Go on, do it. Go on, little go. Throw up.
So far, so good. Hey, it's that blessed hetero old places, bucka. I found you, cutie. Cutie, I think you're the cute one around here. Alright, I'm done.
You're,
Okay. That was good. I
you're
like that.
supposed to be the straight one? Ha! You're not even good enough to be straight.
Ooh.
Alright, I'd like to stress this is not going to be a super ultra mega in-depth discussion about every facet of the game because Rosa has not played it yet. I've only beaten World 1 and the game's been out for like a week, so we won't be doing a spoiler discussion.
It's been out for like 3
I have
days.
only completed 2 islands though.
Okay. See, where are you in the game?
I'm on the 3rd one.
Okay, so we all haven't beat it
I'm
yet.
I'm also on the 3rd one, but I've been distracted with Splatoon 3 and its conch shells being available right now. And
So-
can't
I
make
got
that
a
limited time banner.
Yeah, Rosa? Rosa? Yeah, do you something you want to say?
Yeah,
She
I
said
gotta
yes,
be a
you
rabbit
rabbit.
first before I think about even playing Sonic.
Oh, okay.
Those are
Um,
pretty.
And like I gotta get over my sticker addiction before I even think about buying Sonic.
Your sticker star addiction?
Yeah, exactly.
That game turned 10 years
I've
old.
been getting to buying stickers, but let's talk about that later.
So this discussion's gonna be kind of more how we're feeling about the game in general right now. I want to say like just kind of more the vibes we've been getting from our playthrough so far. So like we won't be talking about the ending where Zavok appears, obviously. No spoilers in the Zav. So just this is a completely spoiler-free discussion. At most, you'll have to like worry about something that happens through like World 2 or 3. That's that. There won't be any like. You won't learn about Eggman's like secret twin that he has, who's also Zavok.
With the blonde hair.
Cringe before Zavok.
He's actually kind of
good.
okay. I think you two should kind of start the discussion because I think you're both bigger. Nash and you beating you should start the discussion because you're both bigger Sonic fans than me. So feel free to go for it.
Okay.
I think a good place to start is actually just straight up the writing. it's infinitely better since Ian Flynn is on the case.
Yeah, I think that's one of the like the character work. I think specifically is probably some of the strongest it's ever been in a Sonic game. There's just really good character interactions.
Yes. I'll get this out of the way right now. There's like a lot of lore referencing like previous Sonic games. We won't bring it up for spoiler reasons, but like, compared to Sonic games we've gotten in the last like 10 years since like Colors, can you recall any references to like anything else that happened before in any of those games?
Silver was in the DS version.
Oh wow, Silver! Like the only like actual like thing that comes to my mind is like, oh, Sonic Generations mentioned genies. Remember that game?
Right. There's like a designated like pocket of like they'll reference like select stages from like the first few games. But yeah, just in terms of like lore and story stuff, they've been very self-contained for a while.
Which happens when you bring on writers from Happy Tree Friends who don't really know anything about Sonic. You hire a writer who's been writing for Sonic for years and has been a Sonic fan for even longer.
It's been forces since I've seen you. Sorry, that made me laugh. Go on.
Hey, it's been forces since I've seen you. How you doing?
Yeah, I was kind of surprised about that aspect of this story, because it kind of there's like a lot of like details that kind of just rely on you just kind of being familiar with the Sonic lore. Nothing like crazy. A lot of it's just very broad, like stuff you would know if you were just already a fan, like stuff from like Sonic 3 and like Sonic Adventure, mostly. And they'll like reference a few other things.
And the thing about some of that information, like that you get like lore wise and to references, a good chunk of it is like basically optional that you get from fishing. So to like the most casual player, like it won't really mean anything to them. So it's more for like the avid player who's like into Sonic and will understand these things, that will understand and get the most enjoyment out of them.
Yeah. I think it's fair to say. It kind of made me. I feel like the fact that they released Sonic Origins this year kind of makes sense with this game's story, because I feel like there's, it's very like focused. Like the last Sonic game, Forces, was like they just had like a bunch of the characters. Yeah, but this one just has like a couple. It just has sort of like,
I'm not one to complain.
Yeah, there's no Vector. Shadow doesn't like show up just to do like one thing or anything. You're really getting the main characters here. You're getting
this is good Vector. That's why it's called War.
I'm not one of those like anti-Sonic Friends people. I don't think a lot of people are anymore. But I think for the story this game was trying to accomplish, it's better that it kind of condensed the cast a bit than try to like find like a role for like, oh, we gotta find a thing for Shadow to do and a thing for Team Chaotix to do and a thing for Silver. I think it's for this game's benefit that it focuses on the characters it has more strongly and also Big the Caz there. I'm really happy for him.
I agree with that. With like a new like head writer at the helm, no more Happy Tree Friends guys, Pontac or whatever. Keeping the characters like roster smaller and more confined to help like, get into this new Sonic era, gameplay, writing, and otherwise. I think keeping it at like a smaller cast was definitely a good idea.
Right. I think that might make it easier for like new players too, who like don't know as much of the lore. At least like they'll be able to recognize most of the characters.
Rose, are you trying to say there?
I was gonna say I think it'll be interesting if they like release like, I don't know, like an update that lets you play as just like Shadow and Silver without any sort of context or anything. It's just like you could just play as them.
I mean, no doubt there's gotta be like Game Banana mods. Like,
there's already a Blaze mod. I saw it.
There's. Last time I checked, there was already an Adventure 1 Sonic mod. I didn't know someone already got Blaze in there.
Right. On the note of characters, I really do mean this like in the most loving way possible. I have there's a lot to love about like previous Sonic stories, but I think this is the first one or like I don't think I would put like a but at the end of it. Like previous Sonic games will get like good writing, but like the voice acting would be a bit weird, or the voice acting would be good, but the writing was a bit weird. But I think in this one, there's kind of no bumps in the road. Like there's no like weird localization issues. There was a good voice direction. The characters don't speak over each other at high volumes like Sonic Adventure 2. It kind of feels like it nailed everything down.
Hang on, Ryan. I gotta stop you right there. I saw a post. Apparently, the writing that Ian did was so like over the top and all over the place. The localized writing for the Japanese version is like really like kind of.
I saw that. Stilted. Yeah. So we won. We won this time.
Yeah,
so
we won.
Oh wow. So they're all like, oh, what happened to like the tight character writing of Sonic Colors in Japan?
Well, no, it's not like that. I don't think they just had enough time to properly like localize it.
Right.
That is like a very tough job.
So they had the problem we usually have.
Yeah.
Right. So,
and it's probably only a matter of time before like the current patch or whatever gets updated for them, or like fan translators get to work.
Yeah.
Do you think the Japanese voice actors had to deal with American voice directors in this?
That's possible.
That's just a little meta joke for y'all.
Because that has been a problem in the series before. Like right.
Yeah, I think like in like Sonic Adventure, at least the second game, or like the first game, somewhere around there.
Because that's the one he goes like yo and like because that was like a very literal translation.
Teddy, Sonic says that at one part.
Okay, not gonna lie, like I don't care if that's poor localization. Sonic's just screaming. That's still awesome.
This is really good though. It's really cool.
What is it? Does that mean it? Is that like a? Is that a word, or is that just like a noise that's just popular?
More of a noise.
More or less a noise.
Okay, I remember when I was playing the game and he did that. I was just kind of like, "What was that?" Yeah,
kind of like a power scream to invoke like a powerful attack or something.
Right. I get it. Okay. But yeah, story pretty cool stuff. I'm interested to see where it goes because I haven't finished the game. Yeah, I really like how Sonic is portrayed. He's a very like, I don't know. He's very like he's very cool. He's like a cool kind of older brother kind of guy.
Right.
Yes.
He's very like patient with everyone. He's very helpful to everyone he meets.
So the way that like Ian generally writes Sonic is he's more he is still like cocky, a bit snarky, but he is more down to earth and is understanding when time comes.
Yeah.
It's not just whoa, Starfall Islands. Well, Amy, you sure fell off pretty quick. Nothing like that.
And I do think that could be a hard thing to like kind of get a balance on because I think sometimes some people want Sonic to be like kind of inspirational and calm all the time, like have no snark, and then some writers write Sonic just all snark, no like kind of more understanding aspect of him. It's an important balance. He kind of has like both elements to him.
See, too much snark, you get Lost World.
Right.
Too little, you get Sonic 06.
Yeah. So I think this hits a pretty nice balance. Yeah. The story overall is pretty like it's a very somber and kind of dark. It's not like blood and guts.
No, right.
No.
It's very there's a lot of like melodrama, I guess.
It's like Super Paper Mario levels, I would say.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So yeah, I hope they stick around with this sort of like character writing direction. I wonder what other kinds of stories we could expect to see with this sort of direction.
I really liked what I heard of Mike Pollock as Eggman in this one. I'm excited to hear more of him.
Oh yeah,
I think the voice direction of this game in general is just like a lot better than previous games.
Yeah.
I mean this in the most loving way possible towards Amy Rose, but I think this is the first time like I've heard a voice for her outside like the Boom cartoon. Where like I think it really nails like the character, like a character for her.
Oh, same. Otherwise, when you think of like Amy voice, it's always Back to Adventure 1 and 2 because that is like probably one of her most iconic like voice actors. And the one in Boom was also really good. But when like that's the thing, all these voice actors are insanely talented, but they just were for years not giving any proper direction. Now that they're like being able to like perform at a really good efficiency, they are owning their roles.
It was always a thing, like I think you'll point out, Roger Craig Smith always sounded like really good as Sonic when he was like not in like a Sonic like game, like when he's like in the OKKO episode, he was like really good, for example.
I think like the way they're written goes a long way of just like it's easier to get into like someone's performance when you're being sold on just like the personality of the writing and everything overall. Yeah.
And we might as well talk about this now, but Sonic's whole direction of having a bit of a deeper voice. I know I've gotten to the point where I'm used to it, and throughout the game, it definitely does like he does adjust more into like sounding like as Sonic despite being deeper. It's definitely some of like the early lines in the game where it sounds too deep at points. But I think like as the game like went on and like him doing more lines, his voice adjusted to it more.
Right.
So while like in the intro and stuff, it's like it really takes you back at first. Like I'm at the point where it's just like I like this voice. I like this direction. When he gets emotive and expressive in his voice, like it still sounds like Sonic.
Yeah, well, I think it's just that like it just sort of suits the specific tone of this game too. It's a game where you're kind of like Sonic's like by himself a lot of the time. So he's just kind of talking to himself. So I think that sort of fits.
I've heard the like somewhat odd complaint where like his voice is a bit too deep for a teenager, but like I there's a lot of teenage boys with like kind of deeper voices. I don't think that's a problem for me at all.
Yeah, I've never really got people say that. So I feel like for me the only time Sonic has like convincingly sounded like a teenager was like when he was actually voiced by like Jaleel White in the 90s. Like
I'm waiting.
Yeah, that's never. Like...
Sorry, think of that clip.
That hedgehog.
Think of that Family Matters clip where that girl gets shot, and in the last 2 seconds it cuts to her going, "Somebody call 911." Sorry, go on.
Yeah, I think what struck me about his voice in this game is just a lot of time he's just very soft. Like not even like when he's talking just deep. A lot of times he's just like softer than in a lot of other games. Like he's just kind of talking quieter. I thought that was just interesting, an interesting sort of new kind of way to hear him, I guess.
Yeah. The only reason why I wanted to bring it up because like every like the way I tend to play games is like I play it for like I get to like this point and then I'll like watch the content creators that I follow like up to that point and then I continue playing. So when you like start like a few different playthroughs and then it's always like until like maybe the 4-hour mark where they keep bringing up his deeper voice, just like you'll get used to it, please. Just give it a chance.
It's like when the Mario like movie design first leaked, people were called like, "This is so weird. He looks ugly," and then a day,
where's his ass?
And then like in a day, people got used to it. I think when like a character is like away for so long and then they change, it just like it's like an adjustment thing.
Yeah, it's been 5 years since Forces.
Yeah, it's been Forces.
It's been Forces since Forces.
Also, Team Sonic Racing was somewhere in there, but we don't really talk about that game.
He kind of had the same voice he usually does in that game. So like,
yeah, I know. I'm just talking more like in terms of mainline.
And he was in Ralph Breaks the Internet.
And
also OKKO.
That's true. That was after Sonic Forces. Sonic Forces is 2017, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. That was 5 years ago.
What a sad year for that game to come out because that was the year of like constant like 9 out of 10 games.
Oh,
One of which being Mania.
That's
Released
true.
the same year.
Oh, how unfortunate.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, is there anything else to say about like story wise?
I'm excited to see more of it. I think Lynn on Twitter was talking about this, my friend. I kind of like that every character, instead of like character arcs being spread like across the game and try to juggle them all, it's kind of like a per world base. Like, oh, this is the world where like you explore Amy, and then I'm sure the next one's gonna be Knuckles. Then I'll get the Tails, and I kind of like that.
Yeah. I know with like pre-release like trailers and stuff like that, people would like assume that freeing the friend would happen like near the end of the island.
Mm-hmm.
So the friend would like be more or less like a MacGuffin that you would basically collect before moving on to like the next potential island. But no, you get to the island and you free them, but they're still like in cyberspace limbo.
Right.
But you free them, and then they accompany Sonic. You could talk to them at various locations on the map for extra dialogue.
Uh-huh.
It helps with the character building, the back and forth. It's great seeing a Sonic game where Sonic and Amy like don't like despise one another, or Sonic despising Amy, or Amy being normal.
I think they've been a bit more conscious about like that in recent years, like Amy's character. I think what was like Sonic Battle Game Boy Advance game where she talked about like Sonic giving birth to her child or whatever. Like that I think that was the peak of that being bad.
So I tried playing Sonic Battle once. I didn't get that far through, but I do know about that. They write Amy super weird in that game, where she's trying. So, like, one point she's trying to fucking convey is that Gamrel is her child and that Sonic is the husband, or not Gamrel, Emerald.
Okay.
And for just quick side tangent, for some reason, since that game had a lot of like character writing, it also influenced her character a little bit in Dark Brotherhood, where for some reason she has a rivalry with Rouge.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I think they've been a bit more cautious about like Amy in recent years because she's like the main girl character now, like for sure, and she's like she can still have like a crush on Sonic, that's fine. But I think they're more like okay, if she's gonna be the main girl character, we kind of gotta give her more than that.
Yeah. Weirdly, like I feel like Sonic Boom kind of sparked that.
Yeah.
Recently, it's probably one of the most major influences that has had on just sort of the main games now.
Yeah, Sonic Boom was the first time they kind of like branched out. Like, okay, we can do something a little. Amy can still like have feelings for Sonic, but she's got to have a bit
right. Yeah,
this time too.
I like how this game does touch on that too. Like they have like a little line referencing it.
Rosa, you were trying to say something that sounded like.
No, I'm just like agreeing. Though I was gonna add on to like the Emerald stuff about him. Like, yeah, no, she had him like calling Sonic Daddy. And like Amy was also like doing stuff about like losing weight and like having Emerald like keep track of her weight loss stuff.
Yes,
like, kid, you're like 12.
Yeah, Sonic Battle's weird. Like writing wise, I don't know why Amy's like that in that game.
Like I hear the story is good otherwise, but also I tried playing that game and having to fight Knuckles with a severely underlevel Emerald like 3 times in a row is not fun. Sorry, I'm not playing that game.
I always say just play that with cheats.
But yeah, I'm excited to see. I kind of like I said, they kind of split character interactions per world. But I like the kind of the main. It's really a Sonic character game, like him, like because they kind of explore his relationship with like all the characters you meet. So like Sonic and Sage are kind of like the tie through the worlds so far in my playthrough.
And the two amigos.
And I imagine like I think this is a good game to do that with, like kind of reintroduce people to like Sonic as a character, his relationship with people, like who he is, like how he functions. Because like I imagine this game's probably gonna sell fairly well. It's gonna I think this game's kind of like a restart for Sonic 2 in general. So I think kind of reestablishing things like that is a good idea.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. I do wish Orbot and Cubot were here. They probably wouldn't fit the tone of this game at all, but they'd be funny if they were here.
I'm glad they get like mentioned at least
Yeah,
once.
they do.
Yeah.
They're like they're my favorite. I don't know if it's lame to say that they're my favorite characters, but I don't know. I just think they're like adorable.
You know,
So that-
They
speaking.
play off well off each other, but otherwise they don't like contribute too much. But I do like their antics.
Speaking of characters getting mentioned, there's a certain Zeddy that gets
Oh my
mentioned.
gosh.
Sonic does mention Zavok in this game. So Zavok heads, in case you were worried, he's here. He gets mentioned.
Yeah, he's not. He hasn't been written out quite yet.
I love that.
I sort of mentioned this. How like I feel like are the other Zeddy like dead? Are they dead? What happened to them? Like they're not like you don't hear about like the Deadly Six really anymore. Outside of I think like the comics. But
I think just like there's no intro. I think Zavok has enough to make like him work, right? Like he's kind of an interesting character if you work hard enough on him. But I think
of course, yeah.
but I think the rest of the Zeddy are so hopeless. Like, what are you gonna do with Zama, man? Like, you could just have Zavok and just mention the Zeddy existing.
The Deadly Six were in the IDW comics with
Yeah.
Zavok, but otherwise, like when it comes to more like mainstream media, they're not going to bring all other 5 of them back. Zavok is like the face of the Zeddies. Might as well just bring him.
Yeah, it's
I know.
oh god.
I was gonna say I know there will be people who wants the green one back.
The green one?
The girl?
Oh, Xena.
Yeah.
So she could talk about how she's painting her nails and doing her lipstick, and she's trying to lose weight, and she has a rivalry with Amy. Oh, they should put that in. That'd be
and
so
like
cool.
she makes a robot called Sonic Daddy.
What? Okay.
I was gonna say something. I guess the Zeddy have solved the problem the Kooplings can't solve. Where
Yes.
there's a very clear main face, so if you only need one, just have Zavok. But with the Kooplings, like, who's the main one? Like, to me, it's Ludwig because he's the leader. But at the same time, if you're just gonna have one, I guess it'd just be Bowser Jr. at that point.
Yeah, they kind of just used the Bowser Jr.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the thing also about the Kooplings, like a lot of their designs, like, are really good.
I like the Kooplings. I'm not a Koopling hater, but like, they're definitely like a character's like, well, if we have one, we gotta have all of them.
Imagine
They
how much
replaced
more.
tennis.
Imagine how much more people would hate the Deadly Six if, like, every time like Zavok showed up, he had to include every single other one, and they just had to like have them as a unit. Like in the Olympics games, it has to be all of them.
And
So
Sonic
we don't get
Forces.
Vector because we had to have Xena.
In Sonic Forces, they can like clone all the other Zeddies too. And during that big battle, all the Zeddies are there.
Chaos, Metal, Shadow, Zavok, Zamam, Zaz, Xena, Zor, Zik.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh!
The battlefield zooms out or whatever, and it's just the fucking OST album soundtrack art.
Yeah. That, like, yeah. I know
Oh
what you're
god,
talking about.
the Lord's just like, all the renders. It's Sonic Kart 8. They take up 6. I like the notion of Sonic Kart 8 and not the actual Sonic Racing series that exists.
Right up there with my other favorite Sonic game, Sonic Adventure 7 for the Game Boy.
Game Boy. But yeah, as we've established, the story and characters. Actually, hold on. We were kind of talking about characters getting mentioned. I don't know if this is a spoiler because it's literally a random piece of dialogue that can happen.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's fine to talk about it. Personally, I'm sorry if people get mad at me for this. One of Sonic's random dialogue things he can say is he specifically mentions Tangle.
Yes, I was going to bring this up.
From the IDW comics, which is cool.
Yeah.
Yes. I like this. Not only does it like establish that yes, IDW is indeed canonical. It's not just a side branch. Everything that's happened in IDW is canonical, but so are the characters too.
Yeah, I've kind of always been of the belief like what reason shouldn't it be canon? Like if you don't like them, they just happen off screen. It's fine.
Yeah.
Right.
And you know what that means if IDW is canonical?
Yeah.
They mentioned the hooligans in the 3rd issue. Bark!
Bark will be
Oh, you're a big bark head. Bark the
Yeah.
bear. Yeah.
Oh, he'll be when the hooligans show up in Sonic Party, which is a modern Sonic game specifically.
Yes.
They have a good party. No, I've always
Dude, I can't believe the Hooligans took up 3 character slots in Sonic Kart 8.
I've always been of the belief specifically like there's like no reason not to like put Tangle and Whisper in something someday because like I think Tangle specifically, like her tail feels like it was designed to be a gameplay thing, right? Like like someday be playable and something besides the runner game on phone.
Yeah.
I know it's like kind of too early to be like talking about like a new open world Sonic game, but like it doesn't have to include like Tangle or whatever, but like more playable characters I think would be really cool.
Right.
For that open world style kind of gameplay.
Yeah.
I like because like the important thing was getting Sonic down first. It's the most important thing. But I think going forward, like you could definitely experiment with like Tails and Knuckles and Amy and the gang.
I think this is like one of the first times I feel like they can do that like in a while, because I feel like before it was kind of like you go to like the early 2010s and they're just like deathly afraid because of Sonic 06 of just like having like cramming the game with too many characters and none of them feel finished. But I feel like
Tails
this is
bomb. God, sorry, it's for the Tails ring bomb. Go on.
Oh, where you throw the rings and they explode everywhere, and it has a bunch of like physics items. Yeah, but I feel like this, like Sonic Frontiers overall, like from a gameplay perspective, they said they wanted this to be a very foundational game for the future, so they know this is something that they want to keep doing. So I think, I would be pretty happy. I think it would be good for them to like try to add more characters. And I think it's good that you sort of have the focus on combat here, so that like even if not every character can do like Sonic's like really fast sort of like, I guess if you want to keep like the boost stuff to Sonic, like you could still have the characters like do things that don't feel, I guess, too out of place. You know,
Right.
It's not like that. I think this game does a good job at like, it sort of has a split between, I guess, play styles. Like you have a lot of the platforming and like the high speed stuff, and you also have combat, but they don't feel like super separate from one another.
Right.
Like they feel like integrated within the same sort of play set, which I think is super important because that's something that they haven't gotten right in a lot of other games. Where like, okay, here's where you go fast as like normal Sonic, and now you play as like the Werehog, and this is where you do combat, and it's just like a very like, they're like very sequestered off from each other. So I think it's very neat that they have this formula that feels very integrated.
I think it's very easy to like see open world as a trend, where like, oh, the open world's the big thing and Sonic's chasing a trend. But I think genuinely, it's been discussed to death. One of Sonic's big problems is justifying game length a lot of the time. And I think so you get those things like, okay, this is the speed section and this is the combat section, or like this is the modern Sonic section, this is the classic Sonic section. But I think having this big open world doesn't mean things have to be split to like kind of extend time. Because like, you know, there's a big world to run around in now. And I think that kind of unifies things. And I've seen the fear, like, because, you know, Sonic teams up that before, but they'll have a good thing going and then just pivot somewhere else instead. I don't think it's going to happen this time. I think they're going to stick with this for a bit.
Hopefully.
Yeah. And with different characters and combat styles, like, we already seen Knuckles throw hands in the prologue animation.
Right.
Amy has a hammer. And Tails can do like wind attacks with his tails. Like I can see like the Sonic Boom kick or whatever Sonic does with the left trigger, but like with tails instead, and he uses his tails instead. Like you can easily come up with different moves for these characters.
Oh, and Charmy B could be the 5th playable character. None of the other Chaotix, and he can use his B moves.
His B moves! Oh my gosh, Ryan! I can't believe you referenced the B moves.
It's not even Charmy. It's all the Chaotix as a single character,
like
and whenever you play as them, you are given a random assignment to do.
I gotta say, I think out all the gaming characters that would do well open world, I feel like it feels like Sonic was honestly one that should have been like the first two, due to the fact that it's like he's just inherently a fast character that could just traverse any terrain, no problem.
Right, like I when Kirby and the Forgotten Land was coming out, I was never one of those people disappointed it wasn't going to be open world. Like, it's fine. Kirby works fine in that. But Sonic, I think, like, inherently, because he's fast and it's fun to just run around a big world. And I think he's a good character for this format.
Yeah.
I want to bring this up before the chat goes too far away, but someone in the chat said, I feel like this is building up to a new Sonic Adventure. And like the entire time I've been playing, like I've been like, ooh, you want to remake Sonic Adventure so bad. Like you have 5 out of 6 of the main playable characters from Adventure in this game. And then like in World 2 and in like one of the levels, they have like a kind of spring variant that's in Sonic Adventure 2.
Mm-hmm.
I see that like, oh, you want to remake Sonic Adventure so badly.
Well, haven't they literally admitted that before? Like they want to remake it or make a new one? So
Yeah,
like the line.
But they won't.
No, I think they're in like interviews like for this game specifically. I think Takashi Iizuka like has been really like hammering it home that he wants to do it.
Right.
Like some sort of Sonic Adventure game again. I feel like we're closest now than we ever have been to that happening.
I think the funniest part about being like, oh yeah, we want to like remake a Sonic Adventure game or do another one, and not doing it after all these years is that like because of like the more grounded, like slower but still fast feeling like gameplay style of the adventure titles, it would probably ease on development timing, not having to build these like giant levels that you boost through in like 10 seconds.
Yeah, that was always the tragedy. Like you could tell of games like Generation, like they spend so much time finally crafting these environments you'll see for 1 second.
Yeah, and it's like we are giving you an out. Make like an adventure game again. You can put development time into like themes again, and then it's like, oh, cyberspace. Oh, you want Green Hill again? So here's more Green Hill.
Mm-hmm.
Like I gotta say, this is interesting. Recently I've been like, so I watched like a stream of like someone playing Mario 64 in Generations, and like I think the funniest bit out of that was like the reaction to like seeing like the flowers at the end of like the Green Hill stage.
All right, that like you see for like 1 second.
Yeah, like you can't notice it, but you don't really see it as often because like you just that boost through it. But like you look around and then you just see that like, oh, they have like flowers. It's like an entire flower garden there at the end of here. It's like so fun. It just says a lot about like the details they go into it.
Yeah.
On the note of cyberspace, real quick, actually, I'm pretty lucky because I skipped most recent Sonic games, so seeing these locations again doesn't really bother me. But I think if they were only gonna have 4, and to my knowledge there's only 4, I think doing another theme besides Chemical Plant maybe would have been good. Because Green Hill makes sense. It's kind of Sonic's main location. Sky Sanctuary is kind of tied with Knuckles and him. And then the highway is like a good, smart, like kind of condensed city level. I think swapping Chemical Plant, which is kind of the odd one out, for something else would have been maybe smart to do.
There's like a night. I'll say this right now. There's like a slightly different version of that city theme where it's a bit more like darker and it's like nighttime. And I've only seen that theme once.
Yeah, I feel like the city one's the one they use the least, and that's the most like visually distinct one.
I've definitely seen Green Hill the most, followed by Sky Sanctuary, Chemical Plant, and then the city one.
Yeah, I guess speaking of Cyberspace overall, it is like a bummer that like the whole thing with those stages, they're like basically like little bite-size, sort of more traditional kind of Sonic, like very fast-paced stages. There's 4 stage themes, and most of them are just like reused from past Sonic games, specifically ones that have gotten referenced like since Generations.
It's always generation level themes.
They should have done Aquarium Park because that's the level I like from Sonic Colors because it's pretty.
Yeah, I think it is. It is like a shame, but at the same time, I feel like, in a way, this feels like sort of less egregious than other. Because, like, the thing with like Forces is that like when it reuses stages, like it has like Chemical Plant and like Green Hill in that game and like Death Egg, I think the difference with Frontiers is that it's not like the entire game.
Right.
Like Cyberspace is just like a very quick break from the overworld, which is sort of the main focus. So I will say it does. I guess a positive is that it bothers me less than it does in, I guess, more egregious examples, which I guess isn't great, but you know, I can live with it.
Yeah, it seems to be less of a problem here than some other games that reuse these. Is Chemical Plant like Super Beloved? Is that like a Super Beloved Sonic location? I'm kind of outside the Sonic fandom, so I don't know.
It was definitely like a very iconic level from Sonic 2,
Okay.
especially with the especially with the Mega Mech, the purple water stuff.
Right, I think it's the stage from Sonic 2 that you could reuse, and most people would know that it's from Sonic 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the thing is like when Sonic 2 starts with Emerald Hill, it looks a lot like Green Hill. So I think like having the second stage, not only like the stage everyone was most likely to play, because originally Sonic 2 has no save.
Right.
Everyone will recognize like Chemical Plant from Sonic 2.
But why aren't they using the level from Sonic Heroes with the big frog? I like the big frog from Sonic Heroes.
Ryan, I feel like a lot of people probably didn't make it that far. Those poor casuals.
But I like the big frog, and Sega needs to think of me. I like the big frog.
That's what they gotta do. I hope if they're gonna keep doing like nostalgia pulls, they gotta find new ones. So when's the last time we've seen like the Hydro City? You know?
I know this one. It's like actually it's pronounced Hydrocity. I'm a Sonic fan, guys. See, I know all the
Ryan,
things.
I will strangle you.
Yeah, Rosa.
I was gonna say the last time we saw Hydrocity was like
Mania.
It was in
That's right.
And,
That is
Board
true.
Game.
It was in Mania. Mania kind of covered a lot of them. That like, yeah, I guess I don't really want to see that again because we just got that in Mania.
No one talks about how the Hydro City music is in Generations and is labeled with a space.
What?
Are you good? Are you doing like a pronunciation debate?
I don't actually know. I just noticed debates that was the joke I was doing.
I'm gonna close the book on it. I think it's supposed to be Hydro City, but the way it's spelled in the original game really seems like it would be pronounced Hydrocity. So there's a lot of people who just assume that's how it was pronounced. And when they found out that it was technically wrong, it sort of becomes a thing where you're trying to prove that you're not stupid for being wrong. Which I
It's
Berenstain,
Berenstain, and it's like one obvious answer, but people still argue the other.
Right. I mean, I get it. I get it because it's like, you know, how would you know how it's supposed to be pronounced? It's not unreasonable to pronounce it wrong. Even if it's wrong, like you feel like you want to prove that you're not crazy, right?
Ralph Viking debate moment.
Yeah, it is. It's exactly like the Ralph Viking debate, where even if you were wrong about it, you need to make it clear that it's because that you feel like you were given strange information. What were we talking about?
Hydrocity.
Cyberspace.
I want to talk a little bit more about the gameplay. It is definitely a bit janky for sure. There is definitely some classic Sonic jank TM, but it's fun. I think the most important thing overall is the game is fun enough where like the jank doesn't bother me. There's a few things that like I've been bothered with. Like I kind of wish Sonic had like the traditional like platformer like drop shadow, right? Like, you know, like in Crash or Mario, when you jump, like you kind of get like that shadow directly under you. Because there's been a few times in the like overworld where I'm doing some more precise platforming where I'm a bit off because I don't have the shadow under me, and that's taking. I kind of wish the game had like that kind of drop shadow, in my little opinion. Maybe
have any of them had it? I feel like that's been a problem in like multiple Sonic games. Like specifically like HD ones, because you want to have like advanced, like super cool lighting, but then that makes it kind of harder to read when you're platforming. Yeah, I do get that.
Yeah, there's a few times where I wish the game would sacrifice that kind of realism for like a bit more accessibility with gameplay. a few times during, I don't know if this was a problem in previous Boost games, a few times in the cyberspace levels, specifically 1-2, which I spent an hour on, Sonic would just run through bumpers and fall off the stage sometimes.
So okay, here's something I really wanted to discuss.
Yeah.
When it comes to cyberspace, it plays differently to the overworld gameplay.
Right.
And so the thing about recent Boost games is the whole situation behind it is weird. As far as I know, when they made Unleashed, they made like a whole unique engine for it, the Hedgehog engine.
Yeah, my engine.
And then whatever they did with Colors, because that was a Wii game, and then Generations. Those two Boost games felt great to play. And then they decide, okay, we're gonna make Lost World. Okay, people didn't like that. Let's go back to what worked, Boost games. But now here's the problem. Oh shoot! Our most recent game, Sonic Lost World. Let's make a new engine for the new games, and they use Lost World as a base because it's the most recent Sonic game. So they used a engine that was not meant for Boost to be Boost, which is why in Forces and in cyberspace specifically, usually Sonic Boost Formula Sonic just feels jank overall compared to Generations and Unleashed.
Go on. Sorry.
So when they like you know in the options you can like change up like how like all these little tweaks you can give to Sonic, like his top speed happens like this much sooner and all that. None of that applies to the cyberspace levels. So they definitely have like Forces Sonic in the cyberspace levels, but then like a more fluent to control Sonic in the overworld stages, and it's very baffling to switch between back and forth.
Yeah, I'm able to handle the cyberspace levels for the most part, but when I get there's been a few instances like where Slay will happen, like wait what, like I said when I beat 1-2, by the way. I got the S rank on that's apparently like a hard level and I did it.
I also got that.
But when I was doing it multiple times, I would just run through the bumper and just sit there like what. Huh?
Yeah, I appreciate though when Sonic has like jank.
Yeah, I think a thing with the cyberspace. I don't know what I was gonna say.
All right, I'll while you remember that, I'm gonna
what
bring
were we
up
talking about?
Cyberspace jank.
Okay, jank. I don't know what specific point.
While you're trying to remember that, I'll bring up a different point. The lack of drift in games after Generations. For some reason, I don't know why they didn't bring it back when they were developing Hedgehog Engine 2 or whatever, but so okay, I'm gonna bring up a level that is in the third.
That's fine.
World
you can do that.
I only experienced today, and it is the most baffling thing to me.
Is it the one with the drift panels?
Yes!
That was so weird. It has this mechanic where it lets you use the drift in specific areas, but it's like really weird.
Yes, instead of a normal boost panel, you go over these green drift panels in these forced segments. Well, not forced, because you can jump over them, and it's faster to jump over them.
Yeah, and they have like ring trails too that you can use like the light dash on to turn the corner. And
even then, it doesn't feel good to use because you can't cancel the drift until you hit another boost pad.
That is a very funny thing about speaking of the cyberspace levels. You actually do want to avoid enemies if you want to get the S strength because it slows you down to kill them, which I think is funny.
It reminds me of how in Wario Land Shake It, they, because of the lack of like Wiimote buttons, they removed Wario's like fast run in Wario Land 4 from the shoulder buttons and gave it context sensitive segments where Wario has to get into like these cannons that shoot him out and he runs until he crashes into a wall. It's like that where they could easily give him the drift again, but they just relegated it to these drift pads.
Yeah, that was it, and it wasn't even like they built the game around like every time you do a turn they have those pads. I think from what I've played, I think that's the only stage that has those, and it's at least like 5 or so hours. at least into the game where you find that.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
haven't
just
seen
a
any
weird
yet, so
it's just a
Yeah.
weird specific mechanic.
Yeah, no. This is a cyber stage space on the third island.
Okay.
Which I'm not going into like too much detail about
Yeah.
like the level or the island itself. I'm just bringing up these drift pads that just confuse and baffle me, because again, you can jump over them, but then the question is, oh, how do you like do these sharp turns fast? You just spam the boost button and it repositions Sonic's like forward, like where he's running.
Mhm.
So, because if you hold the boost, then he like awkwardly turns because he doesn't just normally have a drift. But if you just spam it, since boost works differently in this game and it doesn't like deplete boost like a lot when you spam it, and boost regenerates on its own, you just quickly turn by spamming the boost and get 180 with the boost. I actually found out that instead of like manually trying to like, oh, you jump too far on this platform on this 3D space, I found it's better and much more reliable, instead of trying to turn around and land back on the platform to boost back towards the platform and then immediately stomp.
I know what you're talking about. It's a very specific. I think that it was kind of what I was going to mention.
Yes, it's like a big part of the jank in cyberspace.
Yeah, on the topic of jank, specifically Sonic's air controls. If you try to turn around in midair, it does the Mario 64 thing, where when you press the opposite direction, he does like a U-turn instead of just turning around, which leads to a lot of like weird, sort of janky moments that you gotta kind of work around the jank. That's kind of a part of. If you're a Sonic fan, I'm sure you're used to that by now.
Right.
Every game has a degree of having to work around its jank. This one is no different.
I had a problem the first boss where I felt like so when you, I don't want to spoil what happens to the first boss just in case, but you get something that technically makes you invincible. That probably spoiled what it is, I'm sorry, but you get something that makes you invincible, and the boss can't hurt you, but he can knock you back. And I ran into a problem where I would get knocked back and I would go back into the arena, but I wouldn't be able to turn the camera fast enough, and the boss would be like halfway through his attack animation, and I would just get hit again. And it kind of
that happened to me too.
And it kind of felt like, oh, I feel like the camera should just be behind me by default after I get hit.
I also like the fact that before you get the thing, I'm gonna continue this, by the way. Before you get the thing, before you become invincible, you need to collect the rings yourself.
Right, yeah.
So whatever rings you start said battle with is how much time you have to beat the boss. And of course, the tutorial that's like, oh, get the last thing for the invincibility.
The last thing. The last of the 7 magical things.
It doesn't tell you to stock up rings beforehand. It just tells you to climb the boss first.
The second time I did that fight, I'm like, okay, so this is another funny thing you can do in this game. You can just run around in circles and get 400 rings like in a few seconds if you want to.
Yeah.
I just did that.
Yeah, but of course I didn't know that the first time, so I ended up losing because I didn't have enough rings.
That is a really funny part of this game. I feel like they kind of just let you do whatever you want. It feels like to some extent, like I only just beat the first world, and I'm already almost done with like the skill tree, for example. You can
I finished it today.
Yeah, I can run around in circles and get like infinite rings whenever I want to. The game kind of has like just have fun with your get what you need and go have fun kind of attitude to it. Which to some extent I can see that being a problem for some people. I think this is a debate to be made. Like having that skill tree that you could beat like in 2 worlds might not be good game design, but to some extent, I kind of appreciate just like how the game's like, yeah, just become the best Sonic you can be as soon as possible and go have fun. Whatever, who cares?
If you don't like fighting the bosses, you could just do the fishing minigame and just grind enough like tokens to like unlock like the special item you get from beating bosses.
Mm-hmm. The game hands you those tokens, so.
Yeah, I think it's just all about just giving you whatever options you want, however you want to experience it, just for the fun of it. You know, if you'd want to give yourself a harder time, but you think you'd have more fun doing it that way, then it just kind of lets you do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't have to take the easy way out. But if you don't like fighting the bosses or whatever, you can technically just skip them if you want.
I want to bring this up really quick since it was brought up a while ago. Ryan, I know you said you were like excited to hearing Mike Pollock as Eggman in
Yeah.
this game, like more of him.
Yeah.
The fishing mini game, you get lore from it.
Yeah.
You can get lore from Big, and it's all voiced by Eggman.
Yeah, I've gotten one of them so far. I'm excited to see more. It's
I
cool.
think there's 25 total, so you have a lot to listen to.
It is very funny.
Yeah.
Big has them, but it's cool. It's a cool feature. I like stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fun. It's like those. It's like the figures in Kirby.
Yeah.
The latest Kirby.
Something
like that.
I just want to bring this up for a moment, but speaking of fighting the boss and dying to it on the first time, some of the ways Sonic can die in this game is weirdly brutal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, if you lose to if you run out of the superpower in the first boss, as we're calling it, the Sonic superpower he has,
invincibility power up.
It'll just eat him.
Yeah.
Really?
It just eats him. Yeah.
I've never seen that because I'm so good at it.
And if you drown Sonic, if he runs out oxygen, he just goes limp and slinks down.
Well, I mean that's a 3D platformer classic. The cartoony Sklumbo Blumbo when he drowns just goes limp.
I mean, usually he but no, he just slinks down.
One I encountered.
It's something I'm just gonna very quickly bring up in the third world. There is lava.
Yes,
you touch it and Sonic gets immediately incinerated.
Yeah, I thought that was funny. Like one of the voice clips you can have for dying in lava is sort of like the Sonic Boom drowning sound where he goes like that. It just kind of made me think of what would drowning in lava be like? Because I mean, realistically, you would burn before you drown. But it just kind of put a morbid thought in my head of just having your lungs filled with just boiling lava.
I think oh god, Rosa.
I want to say something really about Big is that I really appreciate the way they're using Big, where he's just he helps you slow down and just enjoy the atmosphere, and it's kind of appreciative because that's kind of refilling his purpose back when he was in SA1. Because as much as people complain about his gameplay and what's playing, he's not even running fast. I think the thing is that people tend to not realize is that Big was kind of there to help breathe in the atmosphere, breathe in the level design when you're not running through it. Because I agree that SA1 is really, it's really pretty to look at. All these around, they're all a vibe, especially with the hub worlds and stuff. And I appreciate Big is back here to let you breathe in everything.
I really appreciate the game's bluntness about Big, why are you here? I just showed up.
I don't know who voices Big in this game, but I really like them.
It's a nice voice for him.
Okay, the thing about Sonic St. John, everyone knows that he voiced Big originally, and everyone knows that he did not like playing Big whatsoever. Something about hearing this version of Big hand Sonic a rod is do you want to try? And it's it sounds so gentle.
If you go back to that Sonic Adventure, Big's voice in that game, it just sounds like the guy voicing him he just doesn't care at all. He's doing the stupidest. He's doing the stock stupid you're making fun of someone you don't like kind of voice.
Yeah, he again, John St. John did a stupid voice as a joke because he didn't want to do it and he got the role.
Yeah. But yeah, this game has a very respectable depiction of Big the Cat, which I really like.
No, I'm fishing.
I feel like people have really come around on Big.
Yeah, and I guess it also building upon Big is just every. Remember in Sonic and what was it, the ring Sonic
and the secret rings?
Yeah, Big was just there was books storybooks you could unlock that just shows Big was just traveling around in the storybook, while Sonic was just
Who is blowing up your phone right now?
Tumblr. That's your Discord.
Okay, we are at the 2-hour mark. I'm gonna say this would be a good time to start wrapping up Sonic discussion. I'm gonna let everyone one by one kind of get their final words in on the game. You can go first, Pete. Yeah, you can go first, Pete, if you want to.
I just want. Okay. How's everyone feel about Sage thus far? The baddie, the bad girl of the game.
I think it's very funny how Sonic talks to her like she's like I hate you, die, and he's just like she's just a kid.
Yeah, he's just like, whoa, take it easy. I'm just your friend here. I'm just a little guy. Don't worry about me. I'm being nice to you. It's okay. Like it's like talking to like a raccoon he found.
Yeah, I like that.
Like how Sonic's writing in this game. Like he doesn't know like that like what Sage is. All he knows is that she is on this island and she is supposedly protecting something. He just wants to know and understand the situation. And like there is a scene on the island that I'm not going to talk about. That really does like encapsulate like how Sonic does feel about Sage.
Yeah, I think it's a very interesting dynamic.
Yeah.
I've gotten far enough to game in the first world to know her relationship with another character, and I'm excited to see where that goes. Yeah, it's cool. But Pete, do you have any final words you want to say on your time with the game so far?
I really like how Sonic is written. Not just Sonic, but all the characters as well. But I really do like Sonic still does quip, and the quips he does do are actually funny. Sonic is back, baby. I mean he was there in IDW, of course, same writer, but like in terms of main games, he's back, baby.
Sorry, that sucked.
Oh my god.
Rosa, you don't have the game yet, but are you looking forward to playing it now based on the discussion we've had tonight?
Absolutely. I'm just very excited to get a chance to play it. I just can't wait to see what it has to offer, what's it have to offer in dialogue, lore, and with Big. I'm really excited to see Big. And it's just sure it's going to be a great time. right now I need to focus on beating rabbits first.
Yeah.
And here we go.
Rosa, I hope you collect enough memory tokens for Ryan.
Yeah, I will.
Thank you.
I definitely will.
Now I can remember.
Ryan will be shaped like frogs, and Seep will be shaped like, well, the skin of Seep.
Okay.
Pile of flesh tokens. Speaking of skin of Seep, Seep, what are your thoughts? Just kind of base level thoughts on the game thus far. Like, if you had to write a short little review in your head.
You know, it's one of those games filled with so many little details that didn't need to be there, but they are there, and I appreciate it all the more for it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna consume your elbow.
No, it's pretty cool. No, I like it. I like Sonic games. I've played a good amount of them. This is a pretty good one. I like the story. I like the gameplay. I'm playing it on Switch, and a funny thing about the Switch version, is that it like looks better the more you play it, in the sense that like it's just funny. Like the first area you're in is like a rainy, grassy area with a lot of like plants. And it makes like all the pop-in and like frame rate drops really like prominent. So you like I like the first like probably like hour of the game, it was just like, oh, this is pretty nasty. But as you go on, you sort of get some more like rocky climates where there's less stuff to have pop in like that. Not so much rain and all that stuff. So I just thought that was a funny thing to, I guess, know about my experience with it. What are you talking about?
Yeah, you okay?
Yeah. But yeah. Anyway, yeah, I'm liking it. Yeah, I think it's cool to have. I think it's an important part of a Sonic experience. Honestly, I think it adds a lot to have an area where you can just kind of run around and do what you want without much pressure.
Right.
Like, I think an issue I have sometimes with certain Sonic games is that you really only get to like control them when you're like in those really quick like bite-sized stages, and there's a timer on you, and there's pressure to like I don't know, perform really well at all times. So I like that this is a game. This and Sonic Adventure, I think, are really good at that. Like Sonic Adventure had hub worlds, and I just think it's really important to be able to just, I don't know, just play around with like no real pressure to it. Because Sonic is a fun character to control. It's like cool to move fast and stuff. So yeah, I hope we continue to get that. I hope the next Sonic Adventure game has hub worlds because I think they're really cool.
Before we move on, I don't know if Ryan has anything.
I was gonna say, I hate the game. I hate Sonic. I love Mario. He's my dad. He's my dad. So I hate.
Mario's great, but how dare you?
No, I've had a good time with it. I'm looking forward to see more of the game. But yeah, you say what you want to say.
Has anyone else subscribed to the Sonic Frontiers newsletter and got their soap shoes?
No. I keep forgetting to do that. Did you do that?
I got him. I got him, and all I'm gonna say is it shows who the real Sonic fan is in this room.
Wow. Well, you know, I would have preferred if when I signed up for the newsletter, we got to have Sonic shoes from the movie, specifically the first movie before he gets the Pumas.
Okay.
This is like raggedy, like green, dirty shoes.
I wish when I sent out that newsletter, they mailed me a baby Sonic keychain.
EPSF. They are out. You do know about the email, okay? Yeah.
But like,
if you sign up for the newsletter, they should like tell you that you're in the running for it, and then you'll get it like the next day.
I'm just saying, you know, some soap shoes are cool, you know, cool reference, but I don't know, is it as cool as the extra warehouse stock baby Sonic keychains? I'm just saying.
I gotta
Yeah.
say,
Yeah, Rosa?
I want the Amy Rose shoes.
Ooh, her like boots.
Yeah.
It's good. That'd be fun.
But like, I want them in the style like Converse, because like boots are like hard to put on.
You look cute in them.
Heels. I don't like heels. You know.
We
High
have
tops, Converse, perfect.
we haven't talked about the Corone Hololive crossover
Oh, shit.
yet.
That was really they did like a video promoting that. It had like mocap like Corone with like CGI Sonic next to like two live action people on a green screen in like a CGI environment.
I like how she's like constantly looking at the screen, just trying to get a good look at these people. Like she's looking at a monitor and not the people. And I like how Sonic's animation is just done with like in-game like animation.
I did think it's weird they like region locked that. Did they think like us in the US don't watch VTuber or something? Like I'm surprised they region locked that. Like people would probably get that still.
Yeah.
What is like at worst it would have been a little confusing to some people that were not even gonna buy it anyway.
Yeah.
So
I don't know. Like for sure VTubers are like popular here in the West. And like Corona is a popular one, I know.
I still like Seep suggest. I think it was Seep that said that like the Germa equivalent, and the little guys would be like the Germa like little guy. And now we know and now we know that like Germa can make the noises too. He can be like. Bing!
yeah. So does that apply to like the serious like melodramatic cutscenes? You just see like her little like characters.
So what the weird thing about the costumes, which also applies to like the adventure shoes, not like the adventure SA2 shoes, but like the adventurer shoes and gloves, is that it's dependent on the cutscene. Sometimes they're in the cutscene, but like under certain circumstances, like when the real time flashback scenes and like when you turn Supersonic, the shoes just change the stock.
Okay.
That makes sense.
But otherwise, like in most cutscenes, I just been running around with the soap shoes and like it just makes me happy.
Before we go to the questions, which is usually our final segment, we're gonna do a few more this time because I opened to all patrons as kind of as a thank you to a thank you for all the support we got this week. I let all the $2 patrons ask some questions too, so we'll do like 3 this time instead of just 2. I just want to show this image from Super Nintendo World. They have all their Christmas stuff up right now. It's cute. I'm just gonna put it on screen real quick. It's cute. Yeah. Just share that.
I do like that. A little superstar on top of the Christmas tree. This is making me think about those like '90s deep cartoons when they had like this like we need that again. We need like Christmas specials with like video game characters, and they're like really goofy and cheesy. It's like, oh, let's put a superstar on top of the Christmas tree.
Oh, Yoshi wants to decorate the tree with his Yoshi eggs.
And then Mario.
Mario, we're out of the lining. Do you think a pasta would work?
Oh yeah, let's put some. Instead of tinsel, we can use spaghetti pasta.
We're out of ornaments, but luckily we stocked up on meatballs.
This is one pasta-tastic Christmas, Luigi.
You sure said it, Mario.
This would be the next
Mario,
thing Ian
it's
Flynn
me,
writes
Princess.
for Sonic.
Mario, it's me, the princess. I need you to know you have a little paisano on the way.
Oh, this is the best Christmas gift I could have ever asked for.
Yeah, I remember during the Mario Bros. Christmas special when Peach was saying that Toad was Mario's baby.
And then it just like they had him on to like, oh, whoa, 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 yeah. And like the director of the episode's name appears on screen over.
And Peach called Mario Daddy.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
You know what I forgot to say?
Yeah?
You know, someone is really seething and angry that Corona replaced him.
There might be a certain YouTuber who's upset that he's not the Sonic brand ambassador anymore.
Yeah.
Oh.
Replaced by a dog. You know, he buried himself trying to get attention from Sega, but like a guy came up like, hey, you know that VTuber dog? She's singing!
The dog at the VTuber channel is singing! Come on!
I can't believe they canceled the Yogi Bear DLC for some dog, for some mutt.
Good use of your official Yogi Bear voice.
Yep,
that's awesome.
It's me, Yogi Bear, scammed out of a Sonic Frontiers DLC because of some anime doggy.
What are you trying to say there, Steve, also?
I was just glad someone in chat pointed out, because I completely forgot. They did make like a Kirby Christmas special like book thing. That's exactly what I described. Where it's like, we gotta find the star to put on the tree.
All Christmas will be canceled?
Yeah, there's like a Kirby book where that happens.
It's really funny.
I think the star on the tree was the rare stones from Kirby and the Forgotten Land, but it
That's
came out
funny.
like a year before that.
Hey, boo-boo, I heard those Italians put a bunch of meatballs on their trees. It sounds like picnic basket to me.
This is the great,
What's our Patreon topics?
No, this is, no, I just want to say real quick, this is a great, like cartoons area on the channel Christmas special where they reuse, like, animation cells. The lip sync doesn't add up, but...
like the Foxbox promo stuff.
Yeah, like that.
Oh my god, that's really... We should do that again.
Like as a society? They should do that for like Sonic Prime.
And then Ash Ketch's like, it's the ugly Martians, Pikachu!
Fuck. I forgot. There was like a mutual Diddy who always like sometimes posted up like link to this video where it's like a big like crossover that uses like clip from many shows like Winnie the Pooh, Baby Godzilla.
Oh, Pooh's Adventure?
Rick Dog. Huh?
Pooh's Adventure.
Pooh's Adventure?
Is that what it is? I think so.
Do you remember when I used to joke about like King Julian singing the song and then all the 80s Disney characters dancing us against the universe? Great words.
No.
Let's switch to the Patreon topics, shall we? Anyone hear the Patreon topics?
Oh, can you
okay.
see?
There's some good ones here. We got about 5 questions. We'll take a few of them.
What? Wait. What? Wait, what is it?
What?
I'm looking at the screen.
If Yowie upsets you in any way, then leave now or forever be
Did Gwen
disturbed.
send that to you?
No, I just saw it on Twitter.
Why did you just put that up?
I don't know. That'd be funny.
I like how you question if Gwen said that to you, and she's just in chat like, Yowie? Yowie?
Okay.
If you're gonna post that, at least post the Lesbian Wolf Room.
I'm gonna post the also Patreon link. If you're a patron and you haven't asked the question yet, we are open to $2 patrons this week for questions. So thank you if you want to enter last second questions. But here we go. From Banshee Neat, here's a good one. What do you think Mario's gonna put in that big pocket on his belly in the movie?
A mushroom.
Maybe some coins. Maybe some a fire flower. There's gonna be some fire flower. Better save that for later. You know, and then it comes back in the Bowser fight.
I think
there's that ham again.
No. I think he'll grab a coin and then Bowser will shoot him with his real actual gun in the stomach, and I'm like, Mario! And then he pulls out the coin like, oh, it's a good thing I had this here.
And then he shoots him again.
What's that? Wasn't there like a kids movie that happened in, like recently? That happened so much. No, that was in Rescue Rangers, right?
Oh, that was
Rescue Rangers?
yeah, he had like he had like the merchandise in his pocket, so when he got shot, it didn't kill him.
Yeah,
it's a great trope. I think that should happen to like Luigi. That would happen to Luigi.
Who would we call that bullet bill? Ballistic.
Oh, it was Ballistic Brian. Yeah,
Ballistic Billy.
He will get a frog suit and say, no thanks, and toss it aside as an awesome reference. Is the frog suit? No, it's gotta be like the spring mushroom, because that's the power that's on the YouTuber top worst Mario power-up list, right?
I know,
I mean, with the frog suit, you can look at it and like understand. Oh, like Mario doesn't want to be a frog, but like with spring power up, you gotta understand.
But that would be one for the gamers, though, the audience. Like,
it would
we'll
be one
get
for the gamers, but the poor mothers would need to bring little Timmy to the theater with people not wearing their masks.
Oh, son, that was the spring mushroom.
Oh, they don't pull out a virtual boy like, I don't think so. And I'm like, it's the virtual boy.
I can't believe Nintendo finally acknowledged the virtual boy.
They have a gag where Mario tries to use the super crown, but only Toadette can use it canonically.
Oh, and then when Mario's in this bucket, he's pulling things out of for this gag. He'll pull out like stickers, like stickers. No thanks. All the 20-year-olds in the audience like, I get it.
Any other topics? What is that? Are those more snacks? Are those blue bears?
No, so like when I was on my trip, I bought like a chain chomp and a pink Bob-on Bunny.
Oh, you did?
You're like STEM toys. Not gonna lie.
It sounded like you were attacking the microphone.
Yeah, it was. Like you could just twist the little wind up in the back, move your legs around. Chain chomp has like the chain, and you could just like play with it a bit. I just really like it. It just feels nice to hold.
Ooh, imagine the awesome scene where Seth Rogen, Donkey Kong, sees a delicious red banana next to him and he tries to grab it, but his hand goes through and he goes like, forgot about Diddy Kong. I get those. And then we're like, oh, I get it.
You know what would be funnier?
Yeah.
If like he sees a green banana that's invisible, and like he just frowns a bit, and like Mark's like, "What's wrong?" And then he just says, "I'm missing a friend."
I can't wait for the scene where Donkey Kong is like walking through some shrub and he's like, thank goodness there's not some sort of secret here that won't be discovered for another 27 years.
Any other great topics?
Like
Mario,
the ice.
What if Frankie comes in like, wow, you're more annoying than my dead wife. She's still here.
Oh, and then in the movie there'll be the ice key, and if you clap in the audience and you see it, the ice key comes out of the screen. You get it, and then when you see the Banjo-Kazooie movie that's coming out, then you can put the ice key.
And then a portal opens up, and then Movie Sonic jumps through, and he's like, "Huh, I hope the food's better in this joint." And then the Detective Pikachu appears out of the ground.
Out of the ground? What's he doing in there?
It's like a mouse. I don't know.
And then Leon Kennedy shows up, say his famous line.
Oh, and then Ratchet and Clank when their movie show.
This show's already 2.5 hours. What's the next topic?
And then Captain Quark is like, where are we? Ratchet and Clank. And then Clank goes, I believe we're in the Mario universe, Captain Quark. And then Luigi Charlie goes,
That didn't even pick up on Discord. That was
that like barely picked up on
Discord. I figured. Great joke.
Bless you.
And Saul comes around the corner like, yes, you do have rights.
When I saw the Banjo-Kazooie movie, I did the grunty walk out of the theater.
Did we just okay, Ryan?
Yeah.
Was that our only topic?
No, I just.
Okay,
Yeah, we have more
'cause, like,
questions.
Sorry, I'm just getting a lot of funny chat messages. I really like Detective Pikachu emerges from a Bugs Bunny tunnel hole.
Yeah, must have taken that wrong turn at Albuquerque.
Okay. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Okay.
No.
I had to do that sometimes on the show. From Thinky Bob Inc., aka B Kirby, what are all your favorite vocal tracks from the Sonic series?
I'm pretty partial to. No, that one's all right.
You are making me choose between my children.
Actually, unironically, like probably like an hour before we started, I was like making dinner. I kept going like, I can't do this alone, even though I'm strong. There's something more to me. Let's see what we can do.
Like Sonic Underground's theme song. That's mine.
Sonic Underground.
I got it.
Sonic
Yeah.
Underground.
The Sonic Underground theme is one of those songs. Like one time I was just like searching through like files I had on my computer, just delete, and I was like, oh, what's this? And it was like an MP3 of like an instrumental of that theme song, and I just had to stop everything to just sing that because it's just so you just get wrapped up in it so fast. It's just one of those songs.
I have friends who like don't play any Sonic games, but if I start singing the Sonic Underground theme song, they'll start going along with it.
Sonic, triplets born, the throne awaits, a sea of wars of fate. Give up your children, separate, bide your time, right away. Sonic, I can't do it that high.
I do know my actual favorite Sonic vocal song. It's the song from Sonic Underground where they're in like the tomb and like
Not that. That
and,
can't
like,
be your
and
favorite.
like what's his name, voiced by Jim Cummings, does like a verse.
So while we're talking about Sonic Underground, growing up, I did have some DVDs of some of the episodes, but it also came with a bonus CD that contained 8 of like the songs that they sang like in the episodes.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna drop 2 zips of the 8 songs here.
Oh, thank God.
Because I just ripped them from the CD, and basically I can drive around, and that can be like I only have like 2 CDs to my name. It's Owl City and the Sonic Underground bonus CD Volume 2 with like 8 songs.
Everyone make a stance right now. Sonic Underground versus the Donkey Kong Country cartoon. Which song's clear?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know we were just bigging up the Sonic Underground.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest.
Yeah.
I side with Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong might clear here pretty easily. I mean, when Donkey Kong's singer voice actor goes off, he goes off. So I mean,
Yeah, I'm sorry. Like Double D, Sam Vincent, Canadian voice actor voice. You did a good job, but like this is some actual
Thanks,
competition here.
I don't know how to tell you.
Thanks, Glenn.
Buddy.
Oh,
But you look just like a solar panel turbocharged washing machine.
Rosa, what are you gonna say?
I don't know what
Stacy.
you mean. It's just a healthy sheen.
My hands look like aluminum foil.
Rosa, do you want to say what you're gonna say?
no, hold on. Let them keep going.
Could this mean that I need a tune-up and a change of oil? I'm a
metalhead.
Also, for the record, I was Diddy.
Yeah,
that was not me.
Nash
This
just
is my Diddy voice.
and it's
Yeah, big buddy. Amongst my friends, I'm known as the Diddy voice.
Hey Diddy,
Yeah, what's it?
you died like 5 years ago.
Rosa?
Please go to rest.
you've been dead. You need to pass on.
Hey, what's going on here? Am I seeing double?
For future VOD viewers, this moment was good at the time.
Hey Ryan, Can people like clip or like the YouTube videos?
You can, yeah.
Finally.
Sorry, big buddy, but
Okay.
my spirit is kind of like stuck to this room, so I can't really leave. I am, as they say, a restless spirit.
Oh, Yoshi seems to be trapped between two dimensions.
I really need to like publish
am
more stuff in like
Wolfie
Wii U.
I,
So like my favorite Sonic song with like the lyrics is like
yeah, that's what we're talking about. I forgot. Go on.
Right.
Go on,
it
Rosa.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. I thought that's what you were literally saying. No, that's the name of the song. Yeah.
It doesn't matter. Now what happened?
Oh, the SA2 version.
Yeah, I like all versions, but like SA2 has always been in my head forever ever since I played that game.
Yeah, I also like the SA2 version, but I do like how the SA1 version has like more lyrics to it.
Yeah, that's true. That's still
This
both, like,
fight
really
is
good.
not for anybody. This is purely for myself.
I have to think of an actual answer now, and now I realize how hard this question is.
Yes, it's choosing between children.
I spent so long joking about Sonic Underground, I like wasn't ready to brace the actual question. God. Okay, that's a tough one. Is this a specific? I'm gonna choose two. One of them is hyper specific. I really like the version of Reach from the Stars from like the Sonic Orchestra they did. Specifically that one. I like that one a lot.
That would made me love the song like way more than I already did.
The other one, and maybe this is boring, but like Live and Learn just does kind of go off. So I mean, like,
Live and Learn is super iconic. like I want to say Live and Learn and be done with it, but that'd be like putting down every other song.
It objectively just kind of fucks.
Yeah, I think Noah could hold it against you, whatever you pick, because there's just a lot of good options.
I'm trying to think.
I like the Amy Rose song. Goes, that's not a vocal song, but I was thinking about it just now.
I like the one. I like the
there is some lyrics.
Oh, there is?
Yeah. Wait, hang on.
I love the Heroes.
It's like after the Papayas.
I like the Aaron Hansen Big the Cat song from Sonic Team Racing. Remember that?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, yeah.
Really
Love that one.
Hey big guy, hey little guy, can you tell me who came first? Sorry,
Aaron
but
Hansen,
I don't
like,
know. We are simply natural.
I'm really glad they decided the YouTuber they're gonna let sing in their games or stuff now is like Nate Likes the Battle. I'm glad they switched to him because he can actually sing.
To this day, I will never understand why they thought Game Grumps would be a good Sonic ambassador in any form.
You know, my favorite Sonic song is.
Yeah.
Well, you know, I guess it's like it's one of those things where they said like any publicity, it's good publicity.
Yeah, that's kind of what they were going off for a bit. But see, what's your favorite Sonic song?
It goes Farutia.
Are you mocking me?
Nice Toy Story reference.
You're so mean to me because I said I thought that song was good. Whatever, you hate me.
What? Why is that? Why would that be a dig specifically to you? Like you're the only person who's ever heard that song.
Okay.
What's wrong with you?
I have a distinct memory of me saying I like that song, and then you go, "Oh, you like that? Boota people, beat up a bee."
I like that song.
Go on, Pete. Sorry.
Okay. Favorite Sonic vocal song?
Mm-hmm.
Cityscape modern version from Generations.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's basically the same song, but with a like cooler instrumental with like an extra lyric or two.
Yeah. Okay.
Surprises are hiding right in front of me.
There's no losing with this question, really. Like you could tell me any Sonic song with lyrics, and I'd be like, of course, yeah.
My favorite one is.
Hang on, Will. Is that the one that is that vocal track the one that is in 1-2 for the or is it one of the bosses? Because the That one song from Frontiers has been on my mind a lot.
I do like the kind of main theme of Frontiers, Vandalize. I do like that one a lot.
To the light.
My favorite Sonic vocal track is the one in the credits of the first Sonic movie.
Yeah, with the awesome pixel art.
The awesome, epic, nostalgic pixel art.
I did clap, by the way, when I got to that first boss of Sonic Frontiers and the music started playing. I'm like, all right, I'm in it.
That was crazy.
They know what I'm
I died
about.
when the music happened.
I liked a lot of the songs they've done for Frontiers. It's very like, it's AMV music, and I mean that in the best way possible.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do one last question here.
Really? Okay.
You want to? I just
We
thought
only did 2.
I can do 2 more if you want. Yeah, if you want to.
I'm good.
I just want to say
Yeah.
that someone is requesting a playable Ferb in Sonic Frontiers.
A playable Ferb from Phineas and Ferb?
What would he say when he sees the beautiful vistas and strange ancient structures?
Wow, it's beautiful.
I should put this in my almanac.
Okay. Yeah.
That's a great reference.
Good one. Great one. Yeah, great reference to the Disney Plus song they sang.
On Disney Plus, you can watch a brand new movie.
To the light.
Let's see.
Disappear.
Kind of technically answered this question. Okay, I guess this is one. Like, we can kind of expand off a conversation earlier. This might be interesting. From Super Mushroom Hill Act 1-1. For each of you, what Sonic multimedia character would you like to be canon in the mainline games? From like anything, like cartoons, comic, non-canon spin-offs. And before today, it would have been the IDW characters, but now they are, so now I have to think of something else.
Oh, yeah. Now you have to think of real answers.
I mean, technically, there's still characters that haven't appeared.
Right.
So you could say, like, I don't know. How many IDW exclusives are there?
A lot.
Is it? Yeah.
I guess the idea is they're on the table now. I'm sure.
Right.
I'm sure. Like,
Right.
I wouldn't be surprised if like Tangle and Whisper show up like in like Sonic Party 2 on Switch or something. Like, that's not out of the possibility.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
How about
well,
for this question? Let's exclude characters like Tangle, Whisper, Surge.
Yeah, because they're in the realm of possibility. Let's kind of let's go outside the box.
And for me, I'm also going to exclude the Hooligans.
Okay.
So I'll have to think of something.
What, did we answer this already? Did we already do this?
No, I don't think so. I haven't answered this at least.
Okay, I feel like weren't we talking recently about like Chris Thorndike being in Sonic Frontiers or something?
Well, Chris was
That
in
might have just
Sonic
come up
Omens.
naturally.
He
He is in Sonic Omens. Uncle Chuck, yeah.
Uncle Chuck,
Okay,
but not Chris Thorndike.
Real talk, Uncle Chuck has a fucking badass theme song.
Is it a vocal theme?
It's not a vocal theme, but it is from not the 4Kids version, since they have different music for whatever reason. But here, I know I have his theme song on my computer. Wait,
Uncle Chuck?
From Sonic X.
yeah,
No,
from Sonic X.
No. Isn't he like the Sonic with like the old man mustache from like the 90s?
Wait,
Uncle Chuck? No, you're okay. That's Uncle. Wait.
That's Uncle Chuck.
okay.
And
Yes,
he gets
Uncle
turned into Uncle Chuck.
Wait,
What are you thinking of?
Wait, are they both called Uncle Chuck?
Wait, there's two.
There's
There's not two Uncle Chucks in Sonic.
We're all thinking of the wrong character right now.
They're both called Uncle Chuck. Fuck,
No.
I'm having this realization
Wait,
now.
oh my god, he is Chuck Thorndike.
Yeah.
Is that the Rick Sanchez looking guy?
It does the
Yeah.
Chris Thorndike's adorable Santa.
I'm talking about that Uncle Chuck. I like that Uncle Chuck. He has a badass theme. And he gets along really well with Tails. I like their interactions.
There's Uncle Chuck and X Chuck. Okay.
It had more than one Grandpa Chuck character. I didn't remember that. That'll be important for later.
Yeah. It's just a really good old band name, I guess.
Let's see. Who's a good one? I gotta think of this for a second.
I got mine.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, what is
Yeah.
it?
Honey.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, yeah, she was in like one game, wasn't she? Or she was
But,
going to
like,
be or something.
Yeah.
Oh, which
I
character?
think
Oh, Honey the cat.
Oh, honey cat, yeah.
But if another one I would like is like Tinkle the Teneri.
Tinkle the Teneri?
Tinkle?
Yeah.
What is the Tenere? What?
She's from like
Hold on,
the UK Sonic comics.
Okay.
Oh, it's Tinkle. Hello. Oh, Tinkle is one of my favorite characters from the Sonic franchise back when I read the comics. Yeah, this is so like mean. If I talk like that, Tinkle.
How do you spell Tinkle's name?
Yeah, what are you talking about? Tinkle? There's not a character named Tinkle. Are you saying Tinkle? Tenko?
Tinkle.
From the
Oh.
Fleetway, right?
Ten-
Amy's girlfriend?
Like
Yeah.
Tinkle.
Okay.
There's not a character named Tinkle.
It did sound a lot like Tinkle, I'm not gonna lie.
Okay. No, okay, I see now. I see. Okay.
Okay, so
so
she's
like a bad girl.
She's like a bird.
Okay. Tenko the Canary. Techno. Like technology.
Oh, I get it.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
There's a part of me that wants to say Agent Stone, but I feel like the problem is in the games, Eggman has so many like goofy lackeys now. I feel like he wouldn't really have a place at this point, maybe.
Right. He's just very much fits that human world of the movie. But I mean it would be cool. I like all those like fan like
Oh, it's fun, yeah.
and like mods that put in.
Oh, I got a proposition.
Yeah.
Like he could be a bit of like a rival to Eggman within like the Sonic games.
Maybe. I
Yeah,
do something.
then like someone to oppose him, someone to play like a second Eggman when they can't use Eggman.
But he has a secret crush, like so he's like Helga.
Okay, from Hey Arnold.
He has a locket with Eggman's face in it.
Omelette!
Yeah.
Omelet?
Yeah, like Eggman.
Oh yeah, the like the fan like niece. I guess we kind of
Give Dr. Eggman an Ice Age like level family character like roster.
Big
yeah.
family.
And then at the end of the Sonic game, they sing "We are."
Oh,
That's an old
Oh.
one. When was the last time we've done that?
Fun fact about Sonic Rivals, at least from what I learned.
Yeah?
Apparently, for someone found like concept art for like there's like concept art for like characters in like Sonic Rivals, and one of them was like a young looking teenager that looked like he was related to Eggman. And someone theorized that like he was supposed to be like the villain in place like of Eggman Nega, but he used Eggman Nega instead, and that's why they changed him retconned to being just a descendant of Eggman.
Right.
Well, you
That's
know.
such a weird retcon. The evil, like, bizarro version of Eggman is like his great nephew.
Yeah.
Anyway, my answer is Escargoon. Feeling Escargoon.
Okay.
No, Fastius Beaver from Sonic Boom.
Fastidious Beaver. Honestly, you know what?
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that. I would not mind
What about
if,
the
like,
comedy chimp?
Oh, him and Comedy Chip need to show up. The Beaver and Comedy Chip need to become canon like Styx did.
yeah.
Oh.
Is Styx canon?
I mean, she's in Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games, so that probably
Right,
counts.
like, you're kind of.
Supposedly she's referenced in Frontiers, but I have not seen that yet.
Okay.
I hope
Okay.
that's the case because that would be my. I've said that on this show that I think they should put Styx in like the main games, and she should hang out with Big because they
Right.
both live in the jungle.
There's really no reason, like, just to throw her to the wayside. Like, oh, that's a whole character you could use. Just like, why not?
I feel like if you have characters now in like multimedia Sonic form, I think they probably have this in mind now. Like they don't want to repeat like the Archie stuff where there's like weird, like different rights things.
Right.
I mean, I guess they kind of have that with the movies, but
Like, at most you're losing Tom the Donut Lord.
right.
Yeah.
You're not like they're not making up like distinct animal characters that you want to see
Right.
in the game. But yeah, I guess I would say Styx just for the sake of just keeping it tight.
Yeah, just Styx, Fastidious Beaver, and Comedy Chimp need to show up.
Yeah.
And the walrus mother who has the baby in the Sonic Boom cartoon.
Okay.
I mean, there's not a lot of characters in Sonic Boom. You might as well just bring them all in on like a big Noah's Ark.
Yeah,
exist.
you could pretty much put all those guys like in the IDW comics, and it wouldn't feel out of place, right? Like,
yeah, you could have the Medburger, like the squeaky voiced teen from The Simpsons, but as like a Sonic character in the comics.
My baby, Tails' girlfriend character, sure she can be there.
Yeah. Who cares? Put them all in there.
It would be interesting. They're not gonna touch the Freedom Fighters ever. But it would be interesting to see if they brought them back, they could not be the same characters like in context, right? Like Sally Acorn could just be like, oh, I've known Sonic for so long, and if you brought her back, like she would have to be like a new character. So I guess if they brought those characters back, it would be interesting to see what they would do with them. Sally Acorn is dead.
I feel like you'd have to have.
All I'm saying is if they bring back the Freedom Fighters, I hope Antoine is later Archie, not Sad AM.
Oh, what? You don't like my earlier depiction? Aren't I the funniest character? Don't you like to see me appear all the time?
And then later Antoine be like, huh, I'm more Braven now. Look at me. No clues.
I'm so excited to explore the platforming and the speed.
You know, I gotta say Sonic Frontiers,
yeah,
it's got speed, platforming, and exploration. It really is the ultimate game. I just want to say that. I think it has all those elements, like, really good. Yeah, I feel like if you had the Freedom Fighters, I could see them having them be like their own group that's sort of like separate from like the main Sonic team, and they're sort of like, I don't know, this other group that's like, oh, we're doing some resisting of our own against like Eggman on like the other side of the world or something. Or maybe they have their own Eggman villain. Who knows? I think it'd be neat to see. I wouldn't be opposed to that.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think they should add the human kid from the Pitch Sonic movie they were gonna do, Sonic and the Wonders of the World or whatever. I think
he jumps out of the TV.
Yeah, from the Sonic Extreme Dimension.
I think they should bring back Jeffrey St. John. Fuck that character. Fucking skunk person from the comics which was like a big character for Ken.
Oh, okay. And he's a skunk. Some weird. Right?
It was a character that Ken Penders made that fucking forced like a romantic relationship with him and Sally.
Oh no!
Despite like being older.
Oh god. I remember it was Pone that mentioned this. They said this about Ken Penders. Is that Ken Penders? The specific thing about Ken Penders, like Ken Penders is just so fucking weird and doesn't really think about the underage stuff.
Right. Yeah.
That guy's nuts.
Yeah. I wonder if anyone's documented how weird that guy is in video or blog form before.
Yeah.
But anyway, we should probably start wrapping up now as it gets late into the night.
I didn't give an answer.
Oh, did you not?
Like a proper answer.
We talked for like 40 minutes of this question. I just forgot. Okay, go on.
I don't know. I've been trying to look through like different comics, trying to find a character, but I really did restrict myself saying like no hooligans. Fuck. If I had to give just one character another shot,
Hatsune Miku.
Oh, the rabbit.
Here I'm just gonna scroll and until I just see something. What if they brought back Scourge?
Scourge.
I guess they did. Isn't Surge just kind of like what Scourge was?
Basically, but no. Actual answer. Honestly, Shade, just to clear up the whole, is Knuckles actually the last Echidna stuff or not?
Too bad they'll never touch that again until
I know they won't, but
Penders
just
like passes away.
Yeah, I know, but the question was any. I don't care about the legal stuff.
Right. Yeah. Of course.
Because like I know Knuckles does say like he is alone like last Echidna. That stuff again is like Shade was in that one anniversary book, and like her whole existence is still like up in the air.
Yeah.
Like even if she's not used for anything, just like is she the last one? Like, is Knuckles the last Echidna or not? Please, just like state it.
That is a shame. I mean, at least that game will be forever immortalized in Mario and Sonic at the Winter Olympic Games. They can always have that.
Go out of the chat is saying to bring back Hats on the Pigeon. I think it would be great if Sonic Frontiers had like one of those like little pieces of dialogue. Like Sonic has a random chance of like if he sees like a bird going by, he says, "I wonder how Hatson's doing." Yeah.
Oh,
I think they should try another. They should take another shot and make an RPG game.
I'm surprised they haven't, because I think Sonic fans would eat that up.
Because Dark Brotherhood was a fucking. It was a hit with like a lot of different stuff. It's like from Ken to having to like remake music in like last month or whatever.
Oh, the awesome soundtrack, yeah.
I think RPG with like a new writing team would like help a lot with these characters, and also with the new combat, you could come up with for more moves other than just fucking axe kick and whirlwind for Sonic, and variations of the whirlwind with more people.
I think Quagmire we're gonna kick out of these ruins. Okay. Is this the Family Guy open world game? Boy, Joe would have loved to take on that Titan. Mono e mono.
I think Cleo would love to collect these memory tokens. Around the room, who is it? What is everyone's memory token? We just need to get that out of the way.
Frog.
We can't leave with that.
It should be like a frog head. Yeah.
Just a frog head. Okay. What about you, Beat? What would your memory token be?
Me?
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, look at my character thing that my lovely friend Ryan drew.
Oh, it'd be a slushy.
Slushies. Well, I mean, I say that, but also pretzels would make sense because that is like my online alias.
That's true.
So either a slushy or a pretzel.
What about you, Rosa?
It'd be interesting. My memory token would be like a sleepy Tanuki holding onto a rose, and when you grab it, rose petals like flow around.
Okay. Everyone in chat needs to stop saying these things because I'm gonna want to read them in the voices. Sorry. You know, I think Barney would like these Barbie maids.
Hey, Ferb, do you think Irving could wear these glasses?
We can't do this. We can't do this.
Hey Ryan, I got a question.
Yeah.
Can you show them the lesbian wolf room?
Okay. Yeah, we can do that as we wrap up the show and see if we can answer theirs.
Hey, Scoob, you think Velma could use these computers?
You need to stop. I know right now, as you sit in silence and just giggle to yourself, you're thinking of more to do. I know it. She's like, hey, Dioji, you think Zach would like these Lumberwoods? These trees would be great for those Lumberwoods Zach in the Lumberwoods videos.
Homer, I think Lisa could decipher these ruins.
Look at the size of those ruins. They're just begging to be climbed. Imagine the view.
I think Gizmo would like this delicious popcorn.
What day would that be for?
Yoshi thinks this would be a great place for Udar to have a picnic.
Kid now would be open happy if she got to run around this wide open field.
Did someone say
I love that
peanut
so much.
snack machine? Where?
Wow, I bet Loxer would love to examine the history of these creatures.
That's
Wow.
a little nutty for peanuts.
Lala, you think UFN would have loved this landscape?
Great.
Oh.
I love when we get a new joke in the last 5 minutes of the show and extend the show time by 20 minutes.
It's one of those episodes. I'm sorry.
I wonder how Eddie the Mean Old Yeti's doing. I bet he'd love to go for snow cone here.
Tuna, you think Karu would have loved the donuts here?
You know, it's better we do this in the last 5 minutes when most people are just gone. You know, the real ones are the ones left here. No, we're not gonna lose it.
Oh my god. Chicks that we think we are not.
You know, here for the real ones who stuck by the end. Here's a little rhyme cinema where I brought up how I voiced Tape in Teapot 1. I didn't actually vote for Tape because that I was told to do the voice after I did my vote.
Oh my god!
Actually, for Anchor.
Is that a Start Class exclusive behind the scenes?
Whoa!
Teapot? What does Teapot stand for?
Power 2.
You could have lied. You could have told Seep anything and they would have believed you. Think about it.
That's true.
I'm not smart enough to come up with something that fast.
Need to see this one. This ancient technology is simply fascinating. I wish Timmy and his holograms could stop right now.
Why do we laugh at the stupidest thing? I'm just trying to imagine, like, just like a random person seeing this who hasn't seen an episode before. Like, why do we think this is funny? Why do any of us think this is funny?
I think Carl would love Alien Carl.
Jeez.
What, do you think
I
this
know
is
this-
funny?
Jeez, this place is like a maze. I bet the skin of Seep will love crawling around here.
This is a fucking dangling keys podcast.
What?
Look at the size of those ruins, just begging to be climbed. Imagine the view.
Oh my god, Linda, check out this busted down truck. I bet Teddy would love to fix it up, Linda.
Black Adam, when he sees the big mountains, wow, I bet Atom Smasher could get big and climb up these. Black Adam.
I got one. Hear me out.
Yeah.
Wow, there's a lot of rubies over here. I bet Niall could use this for his show.
Rubies?
Yeah.
Oh, the Rubio
Wow,
World
there's a lot
game.
of cookies over here.
I was
Niall
gonna
has
say
some material for
the
his
Rubio
show.
World
like
game.
Ruby.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yang could be like, "Wow, there's so many cookies over here. I bet Ruby would love it." I don't even know what that character sounds like.
Wow, there's so many cookies over here.
They include me in this.
I should invite Perry the Platypus here sometime. The view is amazing.
Any more you need to get out before
Perry
we...
the Platypus, here to enjoy the view.
Oh, yep, this house is so big. I bet Max would love to fill it with popcorn here.
No, he wouldn't, Goofy. You do that.
You know, Yogi,
But
I
he-
picked
but
up
he-
this nice blanket. You know what would look good with it? A nice picnic basket.
Every time we do one of these, the reason it's so funny, it's just I'm imagining just like a 3D model of like the character that we're doing an impression of, standing in like a green field, and they're doing the sort of like the action ready like Sonic stance pose, and like the camera is sort of like spinning around them like
Yeah.
cinematically for like the IGN like showcase video. That's all I can imagine in my head. It's-
Look at the size of that picnic basket. Just big and be staking. Imagine the grub.
I'm going to make a really awesome tweet before we end the show.
okay. Have you made it?
I'm making it right
Should we
now.
look up- Is it on the Startcast, the Start the Show's Twitter? Look at all this ooey gooey cheese. I bet German would love to eat this.
That was a Deltarune reference.
Whoa,
So,
check
like,
out all this
I'm
sticky
gonna-
bubble gum.
I'm going to
I'm
post
sure
this
Vector
tweet.
would love to chew on some of this.
I'm going to post this tweet in the YouTube chat right now.
Okay. Where?
And the,
Oh, okay.
Ready to start
I
a
see.
show at Ray to start show.
Startcast fans on the Startcast is going to hilarious new joke at the end of the show and extend it by 30 minutes by repeating it over and over.
Oh,
I feel like
guys, look at this grass. Enough to make a big doobie.
I
Man,
think you
who
could
else is gonna love this?
you could probably calculate this. Like every time we have a show that like exceeds like 2 hours and 40 minutes, I think this always happens.
yeah.
We always like run into this, and it always like hits the 3 hour point, and then that's where we're just like, okay, turn it off.
Look at the size of that joke, just begging to be
I
made.
really like this.
Just begging to be milked.
Just begging.
Imagine the milk.
A simply
Imagine the
magnificent, a simply magnificent view of the moon indeed. Just as cheesy as ever, grommet.
Look at all these rolling hills. I bet Sonic would love to roll down them, building up speed progressively.
Sucks.
Bad.
I want statistics on how long we've been on this joke for.
I think it's been about like 10 minutes.
Someone get their non-binary Madagascar comment character in. Like,
Look at those statistics.
Wow, there seems to be a lot of
begging to be
people over
calculated.
here.
Look at the size of that grill. I bet Dad would love making burgers on this.
Wow, look at
sorry.
all these stories in this library. I bet Arlo will love this.
You know, if the drag pack were here.
oh, look at this big open field. I bet maybe Wavy would love to run around in it.
These struggles are just like the ones back in Madagascar. I hope Jillian made it out.
End the stream.
Going back to Sonic real quick, I completely missed this tweet. Apparently, on Monday, Sonic is doing Twitter takeover again, and there's going to be
Really?
6 characters.
Yeah.
6? How are they going to do a takeover with 6 characters? Well, who are they? Are these all the
Sonic,
characters?
Eggman, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and Amy.
Oh wow, Shadow gets to be here.
Julian's
Shadow was there before, but Amy's new, and yeah.
Oh, I just mean he's just not in this game. Yeah.
I think Knuckles is new too. I think Tails was there before.
I don't think we've had Knuckles. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. The words Julian's in cyberspace is killing me.
Julian's
I am in cyberspace.
Great.
I can see your feeties, but I can't touch them.
Lord,
Okay.
you better hurry up and get my memory tokens.
Mort's memory tokens would be so corrosive.
Oh, Mort's memory tokens will be little feetsies.
More memory tokens.
More memory tokens would
Wow.
be feet.
Yeah, they'd be like
Oh,
footprints.
Wow, look at all this water. I bet Yan Yan would love to go for a swim here.
This place is so uncanny. I bet Mr. Incredible would. I'm ending the show. I'm ending
Yeah,
the fucking show.
this is so stupid because it is literally the same joke. Like, not even changing the structure of it. I'm really worried about Brandon. Stupid. This is stupid.
Everyone, you have 1 minute. Get your final words in.
Tui would love to cook it.
Everyone who hates this joke, you gotta realize this is the genesis of this entire podcast. Like, the reason why we have a podcast is because we would make jokes exactly on this level. Just to each other, like every day that we would interact.
Yeah.
And that's why we have this show. All right, so if
Hey.
sorry, but this is just what it is.
Everyone.
Wow, a lot of Johnny Tests over here. I bet Nintendo would love this.
Yeah, that's what I'll say in the StartCast open world game. I'm not reading any more of these. I'm opening OBS when it's to move chat so I can end the stream. Anyone have any final words they want to say?
I love you, Ryan.
I love you too, Rosa.
Thanks for coming on the show, Beat, our guest.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. This was just about 3 hours, and
Yep.
it was a lot of fun to discuss Sonic
Yeah.
and the show starting with Scooby-Doo before introducing the guest.
Yeah, I mean, hey, you got to be on one of our acclaimed, famous 3-hour episodes. We don't always do this, but when we do, it's
Actually,
always awful.
how long was the previous episode I was on?
I can check that right now before we wrap up. While you guys say your goodbyes, I'll check real quick.
It was 2 hours 11 minutes.
Okay.
Goodbye.
All right.
So this
Yeah.
is definitely longer.
Yep.
Goodbye.
Oh.
I
Jesus.
like how when it comes to Sonic episodes, I'm like the go-to person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
mean well.
I mean, I knew you'd have a lot to say about
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, thankfully, I at least put some time into Frontiers before coming on to this, because otherwise, I would have been like grinding conch shells in Splatoon 3.
I am.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna hover over the end stream button, and when I finish reading this Twitch comment, we're going to end the stream. Everyone have any final words they want to say?
Honey, we're not on Twitch anymore.
YouTube.
Move on.
Yeah. Thanks for watching, everyone. Thanks for bearing with us. I hope that I'm excited to see the bingo chart for today's episode.
And it was a lot of fun to be the guest of this episode. Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone, for showing up.
Thank you so much for being here. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Tommy. These fields look so clean. I
think
the
we should-
boys would love to hang out here.
I think we should talk about Danganronpa now.